What is up, everybody? We are live. We're back with another meeting of the Cross Country Compatriots on to session 17 of our ongoing 50 campaign, The Might of the Imperium. I got my lovely party here with me. Once again, I finally got the overlay to sit the way I want it to. It is a fucking good day. Welcome everybody in. Kieran, thank you for that early sub. Just right off the bat. I appreciate you. Gonna be lurking at no worries. Good luck with the dryer problems, JT. Thanks for the lurk, buddy. So a couple quick announcements to get through. I have been working on the new campaign because for anyone who didn't make the streamversary for the 1 year, we hit the sub goal of 75 subs in the stream, and now I have to launch and prep and write a whole new D&D campaign because that was the stretch goal. Didn't think we would hit it. I also have some dice to send out. Hell's Corp, there's a set coming your way, and I have a custom painted mini to do for somebody as well. I'm setting up the painting streams as we speak. You can kind of see the painting station over there. I just need to get the DSLR a capture card to run into my PC so I can, have some high quality camera for it so I can actually get some nice shots in the minis and what not. Apart from that, I've updated my streaming schedule a bit, same times. I've just kind of rearranged things. I'm moving Dark Souls from Tuesday to Wednesday to the shorter slot just because I can only do so much Dark Souls in a day. And I'm going to be kind of diving into some classic RPGs that I enjoyed as a child and a teenager, starting on Tuesdays from here on out. Probably going to start with Jade Empire, maybe Rise of the Argonauts. I don't know yet. Haven't quite figured it out, but I am quite excited to be doing that. Apart from that, Hell's Corp, if you have anything new coming up you want to shoot out, since you're the only other streamer in the crew, now would be a good time.
Hellscorp.square.site. Hellscorp.square.site. Go to hellscorp.square.site and then buy things.
No.
Stuck the landing.
There's new stuff. There's
there
new stuff
is.
there. And
it's good stuff.
Sexy new stuff.
It is good stuff. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to order some. Apart from that, we are.
You like how this looks? You like how this looks right here? It doesn't look anything like this, but it looks good.
For the small price of your soul, you too can look like a corporate shill. It's great. It's magical. It's a magical thing. But yeah, no, that's it for updates. We're very excited to be back and diving into another game. Quick recap. Last we left off, the party had a little bit of day drinking fun in the border town of Southwatch, where you kind of just... Yeah, that's because you were just day drinking the whole time. Hell's Corp, or should I say, the marvelous Mr. Maker, decided to run a little con on his own, using some finely enchanted things and making a certain odor appear in the bar, and then selling the remedy to the very odor he created. Quite brilliantly handled. The first real profit your venture has made in some time. That was a pretty big deal. After which, you all tucked in for an evening's rest, deciding to leave a little under the weather the next morning, but with some help from your lovely paladin up there, managed to shake off the worst of the hangovers. And, you want Cat? Cat! Oh, that's the other announcement. This is Chowder. This is my new kitty. How you doing? Good? I love you too.
We love Chowder.
Chowder's pretty great. He's pretty goddamn sweet. Thank you for doing the shoutouts there. So this is Chowder. This is our new stream mascot for the time being. He's just gonna chill here now. You gonna go down? There you go. Go to your hole. Perfect. Okay, he has a little hidey hole under the desk. God damn, you shed a lot. Anyway, there you go. Cat.
Get used to it and get some lint rollers, my guy.
I have 4. I have a 4-pack in the closet ready to go. So that was Chowder's first official appearance on stream. So everyone welcome in Chowder. He's very, very sweet little fella. I did hold him up and just see how he handled it. He was good. So you left the town of Southwatch, heading northeast on the road along the coast, electing to kind of strafe along the forest and head up to the town of Redwatch, kind of the sister town to the one you just left. Also another bit of a border garrison. Hell's Corp is getting smaller again. I'm just going to ignore that for now. God damn.
He's just getting more distant.
He is. He's moving away. He's slowly leaving.
Away, dude.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You gotta get a little hop in there. Electing to make camp along the edge of the cliff overlooking the shimmering expanse of Sorrow Bay, the location of many a great naval battle. Each of you took a moment to just sit and not so much assess your choices, but just have a moment to yourself, a quiet contemplation. Stanislav thinking back to your brother, who you can essentially see just across the expanse of this bay and the mountain range on the other side of it. Mr. Maker, how you have actually managed to successfully make a profit for the first time in a very long time. And
I bite the gold coin, Mike.
yeah, just very gently. Mantuka, you think back to your home.
Stupid cliff. Who sets up camp on cliff?
That would be Gregory. Mantuka, you think of your home and your people, and you feel assured that you were right in leaving to seek your fortunes and glory elsewhere, where you've already done a fairly decent job at doing so, having achieved a position of station within the Kingdom of Eldris. Gregory, the youngest of the party, thinking back to his home, faraway lands across the rivers on the other side of the continent.
Can't forget the racists.
Yep, them too. That is the thing. Oh yeah, the satyrs. Yeah, you encountered a couple satyrs with a deep dislike of minotaurs for reasons unknown to you, but that was the end of that particular incident. And as the night came to a close and you awake the following morning, your long rest having been completed, if you haven't already, go ahead and click that long rest button. We will pick up where we left off as you guys all awaken the following morning. The sun is beginning to kind of crest over the eastern side of the continent, kind of peeking over the... I don't need to check my own names for places. I know I memorized everything! Over the Gnarl Peaks, the mountain range that is located on the southeastern portion of the continent. You see the sun begin to crest over that as the early morning rays of light just kind of begin to split between the peaks. And the rest of you all awaken, having passed a uneventful evening. The watches went quite smoothly. What would you all like to do? Oh, Stanislav, you have advantage on your next roll, as gifted to you by Kieran.
Thanks.
Make sure you write that down somewhere.
I feel oddly strong for an unknown period of time.
I slept on a rock. Did you get your mom to give you advantage? That's what's going on here. We get family members to give us stuff.
Thanks, Mom.
Is that where, I see how this is. Anyway, my bad. Sorry.
Hi, Debbie.
Sorry, my parents love me more than your parents love you.
Ooh, rough. Okay, it's getting personal already. Jesus.
I'm kidding.
My parents are dead.
One of mine is in the chat. Can we move along?
Mine too. Hi, Mom.
Are you serious?
Stanislav is up a little early
Wicked.
doing a good workout. He's trying to get back into his routine because
getting his morning pump on.
A little bit disrupted from it. Yeah. He's currently doing just insane push-ups, switching from finger to finger.
Yeah, just right on the knuckles too.
Mm-hmm.
So as the rest of you
Triple clap
awaken,
push-ups.
Yeah. You see Stanislav just getting a good morning sweat going. The muscles already like bulging and flexed and ready to go for whatever adventures lie ahead. Yeah, all you hear outside your tent is.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. What are the rest of you doing? The morning is yours. Do with it what you will.
I'm chewing on my gold coin, my man.
Oh.
I'm still working on my little grappling hook.
Okay. Do you want to start? Yeah. Explain it to me again, because it's been like 6 weeks since we made this character.
It's like a little gauntlet, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just little
okay.
Batman grappling.
I was about to say some Batman shit.
So am I understanding that you are spending your morning, while Stanislav is spending his hour doing his morning workout, you're going to spend some time tinkering?
I sure am.
All right, go ahead and roll me a, we haven't got past the designing phase yet, have we? Or have you actively started constructing it? Because that will affect the roll.
I thought we actively started like 2 sessions ago, but I can't be certain. So
I'll have to go double check the bots.
over.
I'm gonna say roll me an intelligence check with a tinker's tools added onto it, so your proficiency.
I know where that's at. Gotcha. How do I roll that just on here? Do I just need to roll the thing and then just add?
No, just roll your int and add your proficiency to it.
Okay. Did that go through?
The 2 went through. I'm gonna go with the 24.
Okay. Plus 3.
Okay, yeah. So with that, you are you managed to finally hash out the design that you've been trying to. Yeah, that's really good. It's been a while, and maybe it's the confidence of knowing that one of your schemes or your plots actually worked out. But you're feeling a little invigorated today. You're feeling inspired, and you finally managed to get all the measurements and the sketches right. And you think you have a fairly formidable design here, something that's sturdy, something to be able to at least carry your weight, if not yours and UI's. Your little robot companion. There you go. And if you'd like to continue, you could also roll me a dexterity check, adding your proficiency with the Tinkerer's Tool to see what you can do to start building this design.
+3, so 18.
Okay. Yeah, no worries at all. You essentially spend the morning just getting the pieces you need out of your kits, like assembling what you'll need, the screws, all the bolts, all the fastenings. You find a leather bracer that you can affix the design onto, and you start kind of piecing it together. For now, I'd say you have about the bracer done. It is going to take a little while to get it affixed and then get the grappling hook all installed and everything. But you have now the bare bones of what eventually will be a grappling bracer, I guess you could call it.
Sick nasty. That's in character.
Okay, yeah, you all hear just from the tent of Mr. Maker just a satisfied sick nasty.
Sick nasty.
Some weird things going on outside my tent today.
Mantuka, you're next, I guess. We're just going in order at this point. What's everyone doing?
No worries. I will get out of my tent and stretch out for the day and start doing my tear down camp routine. Very material. Oh my god, militaristic. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah. Very straight and to the point. Yeah. Got it.
And then get some rations into me and focus on whatever's going on for the day.
Okay. Easy enough. Doesn't take you long to strip your tent down. You're used to it at this point. You've been living in tents most of your life, if not just sleeping out in the open. Doesn't take you long. You probably have about 30 minutes to kick around and eat, relax, and do what you will with the morning while you see Stanislav working out and just the sounds of like little metal clinks coming from Mr. Maker's tent. Gregory, what are you doing to start your day?
Well, I guess since we're kind of actively looking for people, kind of still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's maybe, you just see Gregory kind of coming out of his tent and just like popping out and looking around, and then just kind of like crawling out. He's like, all right, let's just try and do this survival thing. And he's just gonna go on all fours like a wolf, and he's just gonna start looking down on the ground, looking around, just gonna try and see if he can find any tracks of any kind.
Okay, so you're gonna go up to the edge of the forest a little bit to do that, I'm guessing. Hi, you.
It's gonna take him a hot second to crawl over there, but yes, he does. And,
Meanwhile, Stanislav has switched to doing pull-ups off the cliff.
I also wanted to ask Mantuka a question.
Yeah.
After you get done with this.
So Gregory, go ahead. And you're not transforming for this. You're just as Gregory actively doing this, or are you going to wolf?
Let's say I go into a wolf-like pose, and I open the box and I go, I think I need a little something extra here, and you see my little pink puffball guidance come out, which, by the way, looks like this.
Aww.
Little puffball.
The guidance puff?
Yeah, my little guidance puff. He kind of sits on my shoulder, looks like a mane, and that's what I'm just like...
Kind of just nuzzles into your neck a little and gets cozy. You feel good, you feel comfortable. So go ahead and roll me a survival check, adding your guidance to that.
What are they?
If you jump up there and knock that lava lamp down, I swear to God. I swear.
Nat 20 beer.
First nat 20 of the night.
Plus one.
The 28 total. Oh no. Whatever shall you do? Okay.
Little pink puffball just go, no.
Yeah, so you start heading off one direction, and as you are, this little pink puff just kind of like tugs on your left ear and kind of like yeets you toward this direction a little until you kind of begin heading that way. And as you kind of reach the entrance of the forest and kind of the first few layers of trees there, it does not take you long to find, with a roll that good, a couple tracks. Some appear to be animal in nature, rabbits, squirrels, small woodland critters, and the like. One set does, however, stand out as human, or humanoid in nature. Pair of boots. They look like they approach probably the third row of trees and then stop, pointing directly towards where you were camping. And based on the depth, it looks like this person stood there for some time and like stopped in this spot and just stood. Like the imprints of the boots are as clear as they could possibly be. And then you see where a step turns and just heads off back in the direction deeper into the forest, heading kind of in a northwest direction.
You just see Gregory
I know
kind of
those
like,
feet.
but
They've been on wiki feet.
Gregory just perks up kind of as like a wolf. You just kind of, wait, shit, guys, damn, hello, and he runs back to camp.
Pull myself up off the
You
cliff.
see Gregory come like out of the woods, essentially on all fours, and then get up, remembering that he's a bipedal humanoid, and kind of stumbles running forward into the camp, where he says,
Right.
nailed it.
Words. I found tracks out on the. It looks like they stood and they watched us or something.
Shit. Well, all right. Well, I mean, that's a good lead, I guess.
Yeah, we should probably follow those, right? Okay, let's do that then.
I guess that is one solution. Yeah.
It's just
I'm gonna go walk towards the tracks and take a look at them.
Yeah,
It just-
same.
It kind of freaks me out. They were just standing there, watching.
I'm
Okay.
still preoccupied, just kind of fiddling with the.
Yeah, like you notice Mr. Maker has come out of his tent, his work being done by this point, but he has like this kind of interesting looking new arm decor on. It's like a fairly fine leather bracer, bit of a darker leather, and he's kind of just like eyeing it with just a satisfied grin on his face. Like, this is
Gregory looks very stressed out until he sees the grappling hook, and then it's just very like, whoa.
Yeah, it's shiny. It's got some cool things on it. There's a couple gears that have been installed. The full kit isn't on there yet, but it's definitely growing into something interesting.
You are just marvelous. Oh, that's why then. Yeah, I get it.
Gregory, Gregory, footprints go. Where the tracks?
Oh, yes, sir. And he just runs and starts directing Mantuka over towards the footprints.
Yeah, no, you very quickly lead the party back to them. It's not far from your camp, maybe 50, 60 feet tops before the edge of the forest, and then just a few rows of trees in. And one thing that is interesting about the Daggerwood, as you know, it got its name because of the long, thin trunks of the trees that are spaced out and look almost like strangely dagger-like as you're looking through them. They're kind of quite regimented as forests go. Like, it's almost organized in a sense. Not quite, but it's strange. As you get about 3-4 layers in, you do notice the footprints still clear as day. And you see where they you point out where they track off towards the northwest, seemingly following almost the exact route they came, just like a slight difference.
What's the diameter of the trees? Like, how small are we talking? Like, could I cleave through them? Like,
I
with
was
my
about to-
halberd?
With
Get out of my head.
with your
I
halberd?
was about to say.
Yeah, how? What's the diameter of them?
Yeah, they're not. I know on the map they look like pine trees. I'm working on that. I couldn't find a different model. They're not. They're
No,
normal.
it's all
they're
good.
Kind of more of a. They're fairly thin. Like even the thickest one you see is maybe only that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Like
potentially
half a
top
foot or
one.
two.
Friend. My big friend.
You could probably cleave through it in one
you
try
think
if
you
you
could-
swung hard enough.
Do you think you could pick one of those up, swing it around?
They are quite tall. They are quite tall. As
You
trees
mean
go.
if it's still in the ground?
Oh, you'd pick it up first. Clearly, you're a big boy.
I am quite big.
You think you could do it?
Hey, do you think you could do it, big guy?
Can you do it?
That'd be really cool.
Come on, do it.
Yes, I can do it.
Hell yeah!
Or gaslighting Mantuka into stuff. I love it. Okay, so what are you doing? I'm just trying to understand what the fuck is happening right now.
Pretty sure.
We went from
Get out of the ground.
tracking footprints to ripping trees out of the ground. I'm just trying to.
I'm trying to get him to pick up a tree and swing it around like a.
No, I
dagger,
get
like a
that.
big
I'm
old
just kind of
dagger.
wondering how we got here, but if that is what you want to do,
It's Mr. Maker.
yeah,
That's
it's
how.
beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. If that would be,
Have
Makes
you
sense
seen
to
my
me.
tie?
I'm gonna
Have
say
you seen my tie?
it is a classy tie. I'm gonna say athletics check to try and pull a tree from the ground and swing it around.
Let
They
us
are
go!
still quite tall, like at least probably like anywhere ranging from 15 to 30 feet in height, depending on how deep into the forest you go.
Pull the
Let
tree.
us track
Pull the tree.
these
Pull
fresh
the tree.
tracks, and then in our downtime, I will pull tree.
Yeah, you
Alright.
know what? That's actually much better
All
idea.
right,
I think.
all right.
All right, let's get ready and go.
I feel like I make a lot of grunting and noising, and the people scouts go by.
Okay, sure. Let's do the responsible thing.
Sad. Very sad. Sad thing to hear. But okay.
Gregory gets back on all fours and begrudgingly starts sniffing the ground again, trying to follow the tracks.
Okay, I'm okay. Yeah, roll me.
Gonna
a-
get up on Takesh.
I now
Follow
slightly more dejected.
Okay. Yeah, it is as forests go, it is cramped as like you're riding a horse through a forest. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but it is not quite as thick and as overgrown as some of like the denser forests you'd find on the eastern side of continent. So you are able to ride through here. You do have to kind of mind the height, especially that you're on a rather substantially
Actually-
large warhorse.
You know what? I'm gonna lead him in that case. If it's
Okay.
gonna be a pretty difficult ride, it'll be easier for me to
Yeah, no,
not
it's-
lead him, but like just say,
like
mentally
the-
say, just follow me, big guy. I'll lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, it would probably be you'd probably
And I'm
achieve
gonna
about the
tie
same
my
speed leading the
horse.
horse as you would be
Yeah.
walking it.
Tie my horse to your horse so I can lead. You can do the auto follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We'll do a horse train.
Gregory rolled a 20 on the Man, you can roll low, you know, dude.
Better than a
Jesus.
donkey train.
Okay, so
Or a pain
with a
train.
20, you manage to like maintain this trail for some time. You follow it 15, 20, 25, 30 feet further into the woods, and then at a certain point, it just vanishes. No more footprints. And you notice it ends with a roll like a 20. Again, it ends at the base of a fairly climbable tree.
Okay. I think they kind of realized about a bit way through that maybe something was able to follow them and said none to that.
Is there anything in this tree?
Do we know where?
Roll me a
Look
perception
up?
check if you want. Yeah, this is the you guys do. Tell me what you want to do. Anyone who
Wanna
wants to
look
can
up?
roll me a perception check. Go ahead.
6. I have a +0.
Oh yeah, you have to roll through the d20. I remember. Wow, you guys all rolled. Okay, the 16 for Mr. Maker's okay. Looking up, with that being the highest any of you rolled, you don't see anything in the tree above you, and while the canopy of leaves, quite far, like at the top, is quite dense and very little kind of just shafts of light kind of peek through, you can clearly see up into the branches of this tree. There's nothing there. Whatever climbed this tree, or whomever climbed this tree, appears to have made an escape in the tree.
He became the tree.
Kill the tree!
Kill the tree. Manchuka.
I don't think that.
Right, that would be crazy. Right.
Does it look like the tree like leads to like a cliff? Like was that how they would have escaped?
No, the road,
Or-
like the terrain here is all quite flat. Like there's a few hills. It literally looks
So
like
they
this.
just fucking
Climbed a tree
climb
and then
a
went
tree.
treetop to treetop to treetop. Is the best
Fuck
you
that
can
guy.
surmise.
Or they became the tree. Manchuka. 2 birds, 1 stone.
I'm just turning my around in disgust and just not dealing with this thing.
You're just turning around and you're like, fuck this.
I'm just like I'm just snorting like and just like
All right, fair enough.
just
fair enough.
waiting
Blow
to
a snot
see what else
rocket at him.
everyone else is doing.
Yeah, what is everyone else doing here? You don't find anything in the tree.
I guess
wanna
we should.
stab the tree.
You can okay. Roll me a melee attack against the tree, buddy.
All right.
I hope you're getting that one.
11. It's a tree. You hit the tree.
Yeah.
What do you hit? You're hitting it with a dagger. So you just pull out this little dagger. Are you stabbing it? Just giving a little.
Yeah, I'm doing a little jab.
Okay, yeah,
Wake
so
up!
you
Wake
step
up!
forward and you stab it into this tree, and your dagger is actually about like an inch or so. Pretty decent strike. And the tree immediately comes to life and strangles you to death. No, I'm kidding. Nothing happens because it's a fucking tree.
Okay, all right. You can't blame me for trying. All right, I can change it to whatever I fucking want.
As you kind of like
somebody could change it to a tree.
Pop the dagger out of the tree. You're like, yeah, this
true.
Seems to be a tree.
I mean, I can become a bear. It's completely reasonable to think that was a tree, Mr. Maker. I understand your reasoning.
Thank you, Gregory.
All right. Well, let's go back to the trail and continue where we were heading, I guess.
I mean, we can. There's still a general direction we were following. Let's just keep going there. Maybe we'll fan out. We can kind of go out a little bit, and we'll see if maybe they dropped something. Maybe they broke a branch. Maybe we can keep following this person. I want them to know that we know.
I may not be the best person to do this, but can I just kind of take a general look around to see if there's anything out of place?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go ahead. So are you? I was gonna say perception or investigation if you prefer. If you're physically like getting down and rifling through and trying to find anything.
I would love that. Yes, please.
Okay, with the 17, you do as you're kind of looking along and kind of following the kind of northwestern path that this individual appeared to be taking before they took to the treetops ahead. You do find what appears to be a couple of broken branches, and there's. Looking up at a further tree, probably about 4 or 5 trees down, there is a branch that is kind of just hanging broken. Looking like maybe someone tried to step onto it and it collapsed under their weight or something along those lines.
So they climbed up there and then started running along the tree.
Seemingly, they were jumping from treetop to treetop, yes. And it looks like they may have almost stumbled at this particular point. And underneath it, you do see like a fine kind of collection of more recently fallen leaves that appeared to have fallen off as a result of this branch breaking.
I relay this information to my compatriots and then followed up with a hearty ha ha!
Shit, good find. All right, well, I guess we can continue that way.
Up to you guys.
Let's just keep following that way and keep an eye on the trees, and some people keep an eye on the ground.
Alrighty. And I'm gonna cast enhance ability on Gregory. Owl's wisdom, so now you have advantage on wisdom checks for an hour.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Also, Stanislav, you had advantage on your roll from earlier. Don't forget. I'll let you carry that to your next roll.
Oh, can't I save it?
Yeah, it's for the next roll specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I will let you just scoot that along for the next one.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. So you're continuing northwest then, kind of going deeper into the forest is my understanding of it. Okay. Who's helming the charge? What's the game plan? Like right now you guys have just
Gregory takes the charge.
Entered the second largest forest on the entire continent. What's
quadrupedal Gregory?
I'll follow
Baby Gregory goes first. When something attacks Baby Gregory, I stopped it.
Right. Thank you. That is incredibly reassuring. Wow.
But I would kill you too.
That is part of the reassuringness. No. Okay, down on all fours, and I don't
think you know what reassuringness means.
I never have.
Does Mantuka? All right, so go ahead and roll me a survival check again as you're trying to now follow this trail using whatever fallen leaves, branches, or sticks you can find that may have fallen.
With advantage.
With advantage. The 26. Jesus Christ. People can roll low. We need Mr. Maker to make some rolls here. Like you need to step up your reputation here.
I've been making rolls.
And you've been doing great. It's pissing me off.
I had the highest perception.
I'm gonna take up the rear with the horses.
Okay, you're on rear guard. Roll me a perception check as well while you're at it.
Can I have a cash roll 1 too?
Yeah, and you're at advantage on this one.
Okay. So he gets a +1. I get a +0.
Better than nothing. Pepsi's so good.
Ooh, so 19 plus 0 for me, so 19, and then
the horse. Yeah. A 4.
He doesn't say anything.
He's distracted, like he keeps passing like different things he's kind of not seen in a while. Like he hasn't spent a lot of time in forests coming from the astral plane
focusing on walking
or wherever. Yeah, he's a celestial horse. Like he's not really used to this kind of environment. So he's
He
kind
also
of
might be a little distracted by Mr. Maker casually tapping daggers on trees as he goes past.
Oh, you're just stabbing a tree. Okay, through the whole way.
Not like fully stabbing them. But
Just
like
giving a little poke. As you're
making
doing
sure.
that,
Just making sure.
UI is just following you and kind of offering like half-assed encouragement every time you stab a tree. He's like, "Oh, you really got that one, sir. Well done." And he's kind of taking the piss out. He just puts his head down for a second. Okay, so
So I rolled nat 19.
Yeah, you did. You still see nothing. It appears there's no one following. Yeah, it seems like there's no one about. You're kind of like actively looking at this point because the fact someone was watching your camp kind of sketches you out a little bit, right? So you're kind of keeping like a very active rear guard going. Gregory, on the other hand, diving into the underbrush, and as you kind of go deeper into the Daggerwoods, it kind of grows thicker as you kind of approach the older growth, like the less or the older trees and everything. But it's a fairly steady trail, and after a while you do kind of follow these trees, following just bits of debris that might have fallen, and at a certain point it does appear that the feet return to the earth ahead of you.
They got tired.
Yeah, but with the 26, it does appear that there's been some effort to obscure the footprints. Like someone is actively trying to avoid detection. You have just rolled insanely good on all of your tracking checks tonight. But yeah, no, it's a fairly small pair of boots, so probably a smaller humanoid. Not necessarily like halfling sized per se, but like probably in the human range, but like smaller type individual, similar to like your frame and weight, as opposed to a full-grown man in like just full plate armor type shit.
What if it's an orc with really small feet?
Child assassin.
You ever think about that?
Maybe not a child
I did see
assassin.
that
Definitely
article.
someone really light. God damn it, guys.
Child soldier.
I hate all of you so much. There's every
True.
strand of my being.
You
So yeah,
chose to bring.
as like these footprints are actively trying to be concealed, you are easily just managing to follow them. You pick out a trail, and this path leads you a few hours through the Daggerwood Forest. It essentially, as long as you're willing to follow it at this point, all the rolls you've made together, you have this trail on lockdown. You are not going to be losing it anytime soon. That being said, this forest is huge. To go from one end of it to the other is several days of travel. So at this point, it's like
at some point.
they do. How far are you planning to chase them at this point? You've by now, I'd say you've been going about 4 hours. Like just a steady path. Every time this person seems to have like found a small creek bed or something to dip their feet into and try to break the path, you manage to suss it back out a little further downstream.
Sunk cost fallacy is a lie. Let's go.
Hey, okay, now hear me out on this. I know this didn't really work out the last time when I ran ahead as a wolf. Mr. Maker, that was when we met you. I was thinking if I turn into a wolf, run ahead and catch the thing at the very least. Maybe they're just like an hour ahead. Who knows? I could catch them if I try, though.
Catch them with what?
My teeth at the time. I will have big teeth.
Sure.
Yeah.
But do we necessarily know they're bad?
No.
Well,
So
either
maybe
way,
it sinks
either way,
teeth
they
into
were
them?
watching us while we were asleep. So I'd like to fucking catch up to these people, or
Fair
person,
enough.
whatever, whoever.
Thank you for mentioning that, though, Mr. Maker. I think my first reaction probably would have been just to bite their ass. So thank you.
Maybe we'd be a little more careful with them.
Yeah, I'll just like bark at them until you guys get there.
Back them into a corner.
Well, or
How
just howl really, really loudly when you find them. One, it'll scare the shit out of them until we'll know where you are.
Yeah, I think that's what I did last time too, and you all found me. So I think that we can try this again. I also
didn't
thought
find
about
you.
That we found you.
Exactly.
And honestly, I swear, Mr. Maker, every moment, every day that we've sent you, it's been more and more interesting. The whole time I'm saying that, I'm just looking at the grappling hook.
Baby Gregory, no more stray cats. And he points to Mr. Maker. Last time you ran away, You found something, and we have to deal with it.
Right. Yeah, we
Hey,
want to adopt this one.
We bonded last time, Mantuka. We bonded.
Big hairy, like shh on his lip, like big minotaur, like beefy, like index finger, like shushing him. Like, shh.
At that point, the robot UI just like lets out a chortle, we'll call it. That's really the only word to use for this. If a robot could chortle.
Ha, ha, ha.
I'm definitely flicking my fucking halberd at just knocking it over. That's annoying. Fucking face.
It looks up at you and like if a robot's face that can't emote could express fear, you could see fear there. Like the eyes go to slightly less glowy shade.
Oh my
God damn it.
Reboot.
Okay, so Gregory, what do you said you're gonna transform? So what's the plan? You turn into a wolf.
Well, so I go down into all fours, and I go into, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pull out the mask. And as I was just about to slap it on, I just first stop for a second, and I just go, I really need to find this person. And I slap it on then, and this time, instead of like the snapping and the cracking, the bone just kind of envelops my face and turns black. And then my whole body just kind of like becomes black ebony, and then I become a panther.
Oh, we turned into a panther.
Yeah, this time it's just like black ebony skin. It's just bright yellow eyes. It's very, very sleek. But then as soon as he opens his mouth, you're expecting like a growl, and it's just kind of.
I lean over to Stanislav. That's not a wolf.
No, but something tells me that he'll be just fine.
I just kind of look back at them, and then I nod, and I look like I'm about to run away gracefully, and I do like a Bambi moment where I just kind of trip on my own feet and fall down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Begins
that
to
one.
kind of.
Are you sure about that? Still leaned over.
Yeah, this time I
Okay.
run out with 50 feet of movement.
Yeah, okay, so you're sprinting, you're following this trail. A couple times it does go to the treetops. Are you staying on the ground, or are you using your fucking panther-like climbing and feline abilities to go up into the treetops as well? What's the plan here? It's some deets.
I'll be staying on the ground until I see the what's it called, the footprints disappear, and then I'll try and do a little bit of tree action. But yeah, I'm going full tilt 100. If I'm what's it called, using a dash, I'd be going.
Oh yeah, you're zipping it. Yeah,
100 feet. I'd be going just
going. And you, the last thing you see is just this large kind of black panther tail disappear behind a tree, and then Gregory is gone. Has seemingly just vanished into the undergrowth.
I'm dragging my horse. I got 40 feet of movement. I'll dash. I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
Baby Gregory.
So no stealth
Baby
stealth happening whatsoever
Fuck no.
right now. Okay.
Fuck no.
Okay.
It's
So
a
Gregory, as you begin
Minotaur
kind of
dragging a fucking
skulking,
horse.
doing your panther thing, you're naturally quite quiet, quite nimble, very dexterous. You don't even really need to worry about stealth. This is what you do. You're prowling. This is what Panther does. And you're like, you think you're doing a pretty good job of it. This is good. This is good. And then through the trees behind you, you just hear sound of breaking twigs and underbrush, and a horse being led by a great towering minotaur doing his absolute damnness to keep up to you. And he's only about, what, you said you had 40 feet of movement and you're full dash, right?
40
Are you-
feet.
are you leading
80 if I dash.
Yeah, and you said you tied the horse to Stanislav's horse. You don't even have a horse right now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so you got 80 feet. The Minotaur is only about 20 feet behind you. Gregory. As you kind of continue down into the forest.
I'm helping.
I would like you, Gregory, to roll me I'm gonna say an intelligence check. Or actually wisdom. It's gonna be a wisdom-based check. Because you need to kind of figure out where you are. Okay.
But I still have advantage on that. How long is enhance? Is that an hour?
No, just an hour, yeah, so that would have worn off quite a long time ago.
Bull
I
stuff.
cast that at the beginning of our search.
You're familiar with this area of the forest. You've spent some time in this particular region of the Daggerwoods. And with that roll, all you needed was a 10, because it's a fairly simple roll. You do know that you are getting rather close to an area you would hope to avoid leading your party into. And based on the scents you're starting to pick up in your now more enhanced nostrils and sense of smell. You can pick up some other kind of vaguely animal-like scents. Some lupine in nature. Some maybe smells like a bear. Yeah. The tracks do appear to be heading in that general direction.
I'm gonna stop dead, turn around, and wait for the Minotaur to get within earshot.
Doesn't take long. As the Minotaur just sprints up behind you. And
I immediately drop form and just stop. Hi.
I'm helping.
Yes, you are. I look
Shortly
behind.
followed by Mr. Maker, who I've put up on my horse, and Potato Sack carrying his robot, and we're running.
The Minotaur, savior.
I'm gonna be honest with you, sprinting a horse through here, not going to end.
Well, we're
like I'm
jogging,
gonna say,
not
at
sprinting.
your
Just as
absolute
fast as we
fast
can,
pace as you're leading these horses is through the underbrush specifically, maybe 20 feet a turn, full dash, 40 feet maximum.
I've been Naruto running this whole time. I don't know what he's talking about.
As you're like about to throw Mr. Maker on the horse, he's like, "No, I got this." Leans forward, throws the arms out in the most strange, off-putting, and frankly dorky run you have ever seen in your life. But it seems to be working. I'm gonna say,
in my head, it's
you know what?
Just great.
You know what, dude?
Yeah.
Because you're running through a forest with vines and twigs and things on your feet, and you're running like an idiot with your center of gravity pointing directly forward. I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can successfully run through this forest while doing the Naruto run.
Can he apply my aura of protection to that as he started within?
It doesn't
10 feet of me?
matter. It doesn't
He is the next
matter.
one.
I got
Okay.
it, dude. I know.
He's the next Takage, yeah, absolutely. So you throw the arms out behind you, just
full suit.
Yep.
yeah, Stanislav, you're trying to watch, and all you see is the tails of this suit kind of just blowing in the wind as he disappears into the forest. And you're just like leading the horses, trying to make a steady pace at this point. It's slow going, dude. You got two horses tied up, trying to lead them through a fucking forest, like what equates to
that's
essentially hundreds of maple trees. Like,
Yeah. No, in that case,
kind of taking up the rear there, dude.
yeah. No, that's fine. I'll just follow the thump. I'm sure I can still hear the Minotaurs sprinting through the forest.
Well, oh yeah, I'm gonna say roll me a perception check just overall to see what you're picking up, because you're now the only one who's moving at a reasonable pace through this forest.
So Gregory,
16
just
for
so
me
I
and
get this
4
right.
for my horse. So, I can probably hear him at a 16.
Oh yeah, you can definitely hear Mantuka trudging through, and like occasionally, like for the first little bit, you hear Mr. Maker go off, like as he kind of vanishes into the forest. Looking around, you don't hear much else. There does appear to be some like kind of just basic forest critters running around, but you don't really pick up on anything that stands out. There's something with a 16. I will say there's something in the back of your head that is kind of nagging at you. It's almost like a sensation of being observed, but you're not sure from where.
The trees.
As you're going back. At this point, UI is just walking with Stanislav. He kind of looks up at you. He really is an idiot, you know. Smartest idiot you'll ever meet.
Thanks for the advice.
I'm glad I don't hear
Best
this.
character in our
walking.
show.
Do you want to ride on the horse?
Sure, why not? Yeah, he's
All right, I'm gonna pick him up put him on a
He
catch.
just lifts his arms up for you. He's
I
only,
look like
he's only about
Sunday
3
Jewel
feet
or
tall.
something.
He's not a very tall robot.
Romo wants upsies.
Yeah, Robo
Yeah, I
wants
pick
ups.
him up and put him up on a cache.
Thank you. The moisture down there does absolute number on my frame, I'm afraid. I like you.
I made
You're
you
nice,
a
but-
titanium alloy.
It's like I
You're
can
fine.
hear his voice in my head at all times. It never goes away. He just kind of like sighs, if a robot could sigh, and just kind of like accepts the ride on the horse. And then you just kind of trudge your way through the forest. Eventually, the sound of Mantuka blundering along comes to a halt. And you begin to see your party kind of standing there all in a circle, at which point Gregory kind of has his arms outstretched. He's like, stop! And
I'm going to stop
party.
like 30, 40 feet behind the group and get... what's the robot's name again?
UI. They did,
I'm going to get UI
unnamed,
off.
was it? Unnamed intern. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to get UI off the horse and just slowly creep on up to the group.
Thank you. He follows. He kind of keeps about a couple feet behind you. He knows his place. What are you guys doing? What's the plan?
I look at him. Clean your feet.
His hand just kind of
so
spin
Gregory,
and transform into a bit of a brush. He just kind of grabs it and the hand goes back to normal.
What information do you have for us there, Gregory?
Okay. I was kind of trying to keep this a little bit hush-hush, but... listen. There are people close. They're good people. They're nice people. They're just a little bit secretive. They don't really like outsiders, you know?
Okay, why do I need to know this, baby Gregory?
What kind of people? Why'd you stop us?
Do you want me to kill bad people, not bad people? I'll kill any people.
I don't know. Listen, they're gonna probably remember me because I stayed with them for a little bit. Just a little
If they attack me, I kill them.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm telling you to stop now. They're good people.
Are you telling them to stop as well? Because again, if they attack me, I'm going to kill them.
Yes.
Okay.
I will tell. I was thinking actually I might run ahead, and you guys just
I don't know.
stay here, and I'll make sure that it's okay. Or maybe you could come in really quietly. I just don't know if you are the kind of person who can do that, Mantuka, sir.
I don't know if I should be offended. What if we send this other
What do these
thing
people look like?
with you? This one that's talking. We'll send him with you. Will he blend in better?
I can generally blend in.
Oh yeah, right. Actually,
Kind of what I'm good at.
there,
Me and Glowhorse will stay here.
DM,
With
there
the
wasn't
horse
like
rider.
one particular race, right? It was more like a
Oh,
hodgepodge.
it was very, very mixed overall.
Yeah.
It's essentially, I mean, you would know, and again, I can't whisper over Zoom to people, so I'm trusting the party not to metagame. You would know that this is just essentially a number of people who have all been cursed with various forms of lycanthropy and have kind of conjoined a small community and formed a place where they can live in an area that is
Conjoined at the hip.
particularly strong in connection with the Feywild. Being where you got your mask, you can kind of figure that much. But yeah, no, these people seemingly guard this almost like sacred, revered site for both elves and fey creatures alike. Can find it's not all lycanthropes, but that does appear to be the bulk of it.
Listen. Have any of you ever heard of a werewolf before?
Well, I mean, in stories when I was younger, sure.
I thought you were one. Are you not one?
Fair question. I don't think so. Not really.
I mean, you turned into a wolf. I saw you.
Right,
But
absolutely.
but you need that mask to do that, right? And then you can also turn into other things with that mask.
Yeah, you kind of caught on there, huh?
This is why I was so confused about the Black Panther.
So was I, actually. That was new. Felt good.
Are your people werewolves?
My people? My people actually own a trinket shop back home. That's where I got this.
I'm sure it's not competition.
No, it's purely like baubles and stuff.
Relax, Mr. Maker. It doesn't matter right now.
Ah,
More for fun. More about like stuff like this. And I hold up the magic box. It's like it's cute, fun stuff. It's like for parties.
I'm gonna say,
that seems like a lot more than for parties.
Mr. Maker, roll
I'm
me an
gonna take a
Arcana.
look at that.
I mean, depending on whether he lets you look at it or not is his choice.
know.
But
Oh, yeah.
just
I know.
you let him. Okay, roll me an
yeah.
Arcana check. This is a profoundly powerful magical item. Not only based on based on
the
what you've
party
seen.
favor.
Not only is this the equivalent to a bag of holding in terms of its storage capabilities, but it also acts as a spell focus and contains a massive number of magical trinkets, which seems to be where little Gregory is deriving his power.
I need to see this trinket shop
Right.
as soon as possible. I just kind of have my mouth agape looking at the box.
So just to be clear, these aren't your people here, but you stayed with them and you're cool with them type of thing?
Yeah. I think so. Mostly, I haven't been back since the last time, but it ended amicably.
Okay.
Are they werewolves?
Yeah, a lot of them are.
I don't know how I feel about that.
All right.
Where
let's-
people of all varieties too. That's not, you got.
I think you should probably go ahead of us because they might just eat us if we all arrive.
Well, I
You
think
should definitely go ahead. I will kill them.
I think I should be able to go with. I could turn into something conceivably lycanthropy, right? I would
You're
assume
not-
I'd read something about it in.
Yeah.
my
Okay.
fucking studies and shit.
Anyone who wants to roll me a history check.
Sure, I'm great at those.
Specifically involving history around the curse of lycanthropy.
Okay, then I won't roll probably.
Fucking send it. Who cares?
Okay.
10,
How much
12,
is my bow?
5.
I had 12. Like I'm a
12?
fucking bull.
-1, 11.
Okay.
Carry
Mantuka.
people back.
I don't know how much you'd be familiar with them per se. But
Wait. I wanna use my flash of genius to add +5 to that history roll.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. So 15. It lets you roll again. So 60. I'll just count that roll now that we know how that works. So 16. You've done a fair amount of reading on various magical things and phenomenons that exist. While this is more of a natural magic kind of thing / curse, you are vaguely familiar with it. You do know that some individuals do have enough control over it to maintain a humanoid form, except for like the night of the full moon, which is when things generally do happen, whereas others are cursed to more or less remain in the form permanently, depending on it. But yet you do know that there is a varying number of types of people. You have werewolves, wereboars, werebears, wererats.
Have I ever seen like an etched drawing of one, perhaps?
Probably in a book somewhere you would have seen like some kind of reference to them and some kind of drawing depicting.
Can I try to approximate that as best I can?
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say roll me an intelligence check. Okay.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
you are a changeling, and that does enable you to change into various humanoid forms. Technically, a werewolf is a humanoid. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna actually need to look into that. Give me 1 minute. I'm pretty sure you can pull that off, but I'm just gonna double check so I know for sure. Give me 1 sec.
Cool.
You rolled really good, so if you are able to do that, you will certainly be able to do it.
We've also been trekking for a while, so I'm gonna pull out a ration and stuff my face real quick.
Hair length, text, adjust height and weight. No. Yeah, no. You can absolutely do that. So yeah, I will allow you to take your pick. You can go for a standard kind of werewolf hybrid, because like you would also know that there is a straight up wolf form, there's a wolf humanoid form, and then there's just their human form.
I'll go like midway through, like hairy.
Yeah, so you're going the
kinda
hybrid.
midway
You're going the
hybrid,
hybrid werewolf, so you can still communicate and do stuff easy enough. It's before all of your eyes. Where Mr. Maker once stood in his dashing suit, you now see, as he kind of just grows in stature ever so slightly, somewhat shorter werewolf as these things go, but you see the arms quickly become covered in fur as the natural hair on his body grows to just an inordinate thickness. The face kind of elongates into a wolf-like snout. And there before you, you see a spitting image of a werewolf wearing a fairly fine-tailored suit.
And I want to use my shift weave armor, which is
shit.
this suit, and turn it into a slightly more tattered, not like tattered, but kind of like, it's been well worn in. It's, your standard like peasant white shirt over some like brown pants, kind of tied together loosely with a string.
Okay.
Knowing that I could just rip those off at any point. Just
Absolutely,
pop off
yeah.
that,
Like
that
where
shirt,
where the suit was once nice, finely tailored, a little road worn from all your travels, especially through the desert. Now it kind of just shifts and turns into like the ragged kind of peasant attire that you would expect from someone who's been living with the curse of lycanthropy and has been on the run. Not quite sure why he's transformed in the middle of the day on time that's not a full moon, but seemingly just stuck in the form. But it works. He's an exact representation of what a werewolf would look like.
I'm gonna pull out my halberd and chase him.
Okay, so as you transform
No.
and just appear in your wolf form, Mantuka immediately like.
No, I'm
just
gonna
rush
say in front
in.
of Mantuka, relax, Mantuka. It's all right. He's doing that so that they'll trust him. It's fine.
Right.
Friend,
Actually, yeah.
friend,
Yes,
Right?
friend.
It's still me.
not a werewolf.
But as I'm saying, it's still me. I want my voice to kind of like change because I can
yeah.
change my voice too. I
Yep.
want to make it just slightly more gravelly, like kind of growly in a way. Like as I'm saying, it's still me.
That doesn't make the case any better. You sure it's him? I can kill him.
No,
He's
I'm almost
fine.
certain.
It's good luck for you,
Me,
sir.
I'm fine.
It's
I hardly
really
noticed
cool.
the
Thank you,
difference.
sir. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Within
Oh,
10
wait.
feet.
You're the son of
Within 10
nothing.
feet, I'm gonna slash him.
I could argue I'm the son of you, but still,
You could argue it. You would lose.
probably. When do I ever win?
I love him.
He's staring at you with the same blank expression because you didn't give
Oh, I
him
turn
face that moves apart from the eyebrows that articulate.
Yeah. I still have the glasses on though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a werewolf with
Yeah.
funky glasses. I love it. Very classy indeed. Okay, so we have Mr. Maker and Gregory, I guess, joining forces. You guys let Gregory lead the way, I guess. Like, are you just walking straight in? What's the plan here?
I think if we go in together under the guise of you and I just trying to find these scouts that we're looking for, they might actually help, or at least tell us if they've seen them. They know this forest better than anyone.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, that voice is really intimidating. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna try and walk forward. I'm gonna say like an hour or two, just human form.
Before you
I'm
go
going-
though,
Oh,
Gregory, perhaps can you possibly take Akesh so that he can communicate back to me when you guys are good?
Oh.
Thing?
Is there a range on how far he can communicate with you telepathically?
A mile.
Okay, fair enough.
that ain't bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Depending on how far they go, that could or could not work. Like,
We'll
It's
fall
pretty-
behind by like
Yeah.
several hundred feet.
easily doable.
yeah.
Okay.
That actually would probably work really well. I think we can make, because they're still a magical group. They would understand.
And last time I summoned him, I didn't summon him shiny, so he's just like a really fucking gorgeous
he's just
horse.
normal.
Right
He's
now.
a beautiful
Yeah,
golden
better.
maned horse. There's still a bit of shimmer in the hair on the mane. Like it's got kind of like a L'Oreal shine to it.
I think you should hold on to the horse. Talking to Gregory.
Yeah. Okay, I will. I'll hold on to the horse. If anyone
Like,
asks, that's
being
just
with the
moonlight
claws
coming
and
off.
whatnot.
He
Yeah,
can
you-
also
Yeah.
he can also understand you, and Akesh, just do what he says, please, okay?
Okay.
You can
You guys
can
don't hear that.
understand us?
That's
You don't hear
mental-
that. That's
mentally in my head,
mental
yeah.
No, I
mental
know,
communication.
I'm
There's just a
aware.
beat
I
of
was
silence.
asking Stanislav.
he
he
he understands common.
That's we're gonna have a conversation about this later.
What?
I-
Oh, okay.
Sideshow. That would actually
Got
be
a
kind
lot
of
of
cool.
conversations to have amongst the party coming out. We're gonna have some deep RP. I'm excited. Okay, so Gregory, grabbing Ikesh, and the other horse is still tied to it. Are you guys going to keep that or send it with Gregory?
No, I think that would be kind of sus.
Mm-hmm.
Or each of them could lead a
pull and
horse,
tie them.
technically, but...
I mean,
Whatever.
I thought the whole thing was that, like, I didn't really have a horse.
Yeah, you're a wolf.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay,
Yeah.
so one to stay with you. Ikesh is going to be moving up. Gregory, you're holding the reins to this horse, and, like, you're a pretty small
Fuck with
kid.
my keys.
You're not overly large, and, like, this horse it's a very large war horse, so it's like your arm's kind of up. It starts to get tired after a while. But it only takes you about 45 minutes of walking before you start noticing something that to most people would just look like simple bear claws being marked on trees from things trying to climb it, but you know to be a marker indicating the approach of the Fangtusk Caverns, where this call them a tribe, not so much. This gathering of lycanthropes kind of makes their dwelling. Doesn't take long, and I assume with the horse there's no intention to stealth or anything of the sort.
No, we're just kind of walking up and almost trying to announce the presence.
Okay, yeah, you with very little attempt to be quiet, just kind of lead this horse right through, making all the noise you're ever gonna. You're pretty sure they're aware of your presence at a certain point as you begin to approach, and looking further into the trees, you see where the trees begin to clear, and you see a little bit of smoke kind of trickling up and above the forest canopy, kind of like just from what you can see. And as you're approaching, as you get probably 10 feet away from the tree line, when you hear a voice in the tree above you. Where's your friends?
Hello?
Roll me a perception check if you want.
I'll roll one too.
Go ahead.
Can I roll one for Ikesh?
Sure.
I don't see shit.
I hope the horse gets like a nat 20.
I don't see much.
Nope.
4.
None of you see a thing. There's just seemingly a voice originating from the shadows in the canopy above.
They're behind. They're back there. I don't go into my cloak. I just like open my cloak, and I'm just wearing like really tattered boxers under them. That's it. And it's just like, but I'm just showing off the mask, and I'm just like, I'm a friend.
Gregory, I remember you. You don't need to show me anything. Just want to know where your friends are. You know the rules.
I might have forgotten. I'm sorry.
Well, bring them along.
Right. Absolutely right away. I jump like almost like on Akesh's leg, just like wrap around it, and I just put my forehead on it, and I just go, stand.
Stanislav, you hear in your head, little boy's freaking out about something. You keep saying your name.
Should we come up and help?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Akesh, come tell him to come on. Tell them to both to come on. Just be real cool. Tell them to be real cool.
He says be cool.
Oh, okay.
I want to mount my horse and gallop in. If
As
there's enough
as
room.
you climb on,
I thought you said melt.
you're massive.
I
Melt the
wanna
horse.
Melt my horse
Yeah.
and ride in.
Mantuka has fire hands. He didn't tell anyone about. So as you approach your massive Shire horse and like kind of ready to climb on, it looks you in the eye and it's like, again. Like you get the sense this horse is like, really again. And
I'm your master. Like,
you swing up onto its back and you notice like it kind of just like bends a little. It's like struggling.
You're fucking up the suspension.
They're pretty strong horses, but you're a fucking big ass minotaur, dude. It's doing okay.
I never wanted the horse. Everyone wanted me to have a horse. Now I
Okay.
have a horse.
And you
These are
said-
things I do.
You said you're gonna gallop in, right?
Mantuka, we should go
Hard
in,
as fuck,
relax.
like,
Okay.
no one told me
Relaxedly.
anything,
Too late.
Albert, like,
Roll
I'm
me
trying-
roll me an animal. No, he already said what he's doing. I'm sorry. Roll me an animal handling check.
we can do this together.
Because you are now trying to guide this horse with your massive weight on its back through these trees, while
Fuck
wielding
yeah.
a 10-foot
Oh my
helm.
God.
Damn!
Holy shit!
Like an expert,
Mantuka.
Stanislav, you watch this minotaur with hooves of his own. Not only are they hooves, they have been dipped in molten iron and are just covered in iron all the way around, manages to fit into the stirrups and just whip his horse.
Well, that's impressive.
It
All right,
shouldn't be
other horse.
possible, but it is. And he
Let's
just
go.
takes off and is just weaving through the trees. And you kind of just like, I guess, walk behind them.
I'm gonna kind of like speed walk type of thing, like a movement and a half.
Oh yeah, you're just power walking.
Yeah,
I'm
with the other horse.
helping!
So Mr. Maker and Gregory, as you've sent out that message, hoping that they do indeed be cool, it does not take you long to realize, as you hear and then see Mantuka galloping through the forest with his halberd into the sky, that your advice was not heeded, and he is not being cool. He's being the opposite of cool. He's being decidedly uncool about this whole situation. As he rides with his halberd just in the air, ready to strike it.
That's
Whatever
my
he
friend.
says.
That's him. He's the. No, he's not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop.
Oh, it does not
Yeah.
look like he's gonna stop.
And he just
He ain't stopping.
barrels through
Yeah.
the edge of the trees into the clearing. Mantuka, as that happens, you see around you
Come
just
out, werewolves!
a number of tents, some different structures kind of standing, and at the end of it, there's like a big bonfire kind of in the middle where it appears like they have something on a cooking spit, and then just what appears to be the fairly small entrance to a cave, maybe like 6 feet wide and 5 feet tall. It's a little cramped, but it appears to just enter a little bit of raised rock and descend into a subterranean cave system.
Do you see why we sent them back that way?
Yeah, that's not... And as you ride in there, you see people begin coming out of tents. Men, women, some quite muscle-clad just stand there, and you watch as the fur begins to grow, as some of them take up these kind of very similar lichen-like shapes, and you see the largest of them, a massive werebear, standing easily your height, wielding a great axe, just steps forward. Come on, man.
I come. Can I bust through the trees at
He
this
just puts
point?
2 hands on him and is ready.
Stop it!
He's ready. He's like preparing an attack for if you ride up any fucking closer.
I'm stopped. I'm waiting to gauge. I'm not being a stupid bull. I'm gauging the threat level. Also waiting for my
let's
less
say-
than keeper to catch up.
Roll me a wisdom check, just for like, or insight, I guess, your choice. Straight wisdom or insight. But this is like, how well are you going to size up their strength out of curiosity? This is in Mantuka's head. How tough does he think these people are? Having very limited to no experience with were people.
So am I doing? Sorry, insight?
Yeah, wisdom, insight would be good.
Oh crap! Nope. I don't know. I'm probably gonna just go in.
Listen, that one. Okay. So collectively looking around you, you see a werebear, you see a wereboar, you see a pair of were-rats who appear to be siblings, and a number of just various different people in various forms of tattered clothing, all wielding weapons of their own, some having transformed into werewolves themselves, and some still maintaining their human forms. A couple have even gone like full feral with it, and you see just a straight up wolf standing in front of you, but larger than any you've seen.
What's the biggest? Is the werebear the biggest?
The werebear is absolutely the biggest. He's standing on his 2 back legs holding a battle axe or great axe, and like with you on horseback on your Shire horse and him standing, he's almost as tall as you.
So I'm gonna corral my horse so we're standing in front of Gregory in a protective stance from this werebear.
With that insight
And I'm
check,
just
all you're going to be
guarding
thinking
him.
is, I can take him.
Oh, I most certainly can take him.
What is the rest of the party doing right now?
I
You have a chance
I
to
run
react.
in immediately after Mantuka. Stop!
I'm gonna like mentally tell Akesh to get in between Mantuka and everything else.
Okay. He kind of just like loops around and now he's adding an additional layer of protection for Gregory, basically.
As I see Akesh doing that, though, I jump on top of him.
He doesn't stop.
No, he just climb. Roll me a deck. You know what? He's a moving horse. Roll me an acrobatics check.
saddle.
Without a saddle.
come on,
Roll me
come
an
on,
acrobat.
come
He doesn't
on.
have a saddle?
Let me be cool.
Well, he's.
Yes!
I imagine he comes
Does
with
he
a.
come with one?
I
Okay.
imagine he comes with a saddle. He's a warhorse.
Okay.
He gets a free
Yeah.
he gets a celestial saddle. Beautiful.
Bless you.
You get a nat 20 on the dex save.
I rolled a nat
So,
20.
like,
I jumped
very-
on him like a spider monkey.
Yeah, very Legolas and like just straight up Two Towers moment. Just grabs the horse by the front and swings his legs up onto it like abnormally dexterous. I mean, he's a kid. Like kids usually have pretty good dexterity. They climb on shit all the time. But like this is impressive. This is a big horse. He just swings right up effortlessly onto the back of this massive golden horse.
Listen, everything's fine. Everything's cool. Hi, everybody.
Well, the bear looks at you. Gregory,
Hi.
I see you brought friends.
Yeah, I know you guys aren't particularly keen on that.
Usually they're friends who aren't particularly keen on us. There's a reason we keep this place secret.
Right, but, look, and I point over to Mr. Maker. It's just, I'm bringing friends, that are similar, and we need help.
Okay,
Stanislav has started like walking forward with both of his hands up.
Yep.
Like, it's
So immediately the bear just. You see some of the other lycanthropes kind of get edging a little closer to Mr. Maker and sniffing the air themselves. He looks back at you. Doesn't smell like one of us.
He's a changing person of a different nature. He's new. I actually think he might be. And then I kind of like slip out the bone mask. Kind of like where this is from.
That thing. So you're saying, the bullman there comes in peace?
I actually can't promise that. But
We're doing our best to stop him from not coming in peace.
Exactly. That's correct.
And then out of the trees behind you, you see a kind of younger half-elven woman. Slightly pointed ears. This is Aura. This is one of the individuals you would have hung out with when you were here. Not
Aura.
quite. Little older than you, but still close enough to your age range. There was some kind of connection there. Seemingly a friend of some kind, or at least for the duration you were visiting.
Hey. Hi.
I can promise that we're not here to hurt anybody or cause any trouble. Stanislav is like walking up and addressing the bear man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We need some introductions. Everybody. I'm pointing to this is Stan. He's kind of like a big brother of sorts. This is Mr. Maker. We met him just a while ago.
Marvelous, Mr.
Marvelous, Mr.
Marvelous
Maker.
indeed. I saw the bit with the stabbing of the trees. Very impressive. Quite formidable.
All right,
opponents.
okay, all right.
And the robot's like, that's what I said.
Stanislav like cracks a little smile and then goes back to being serious because he's quite intimidated.
Uncle, they're all right. She kind of says to the bear, and he's like, and he kind of, you see his form just kind of revert back to a human. The change is not quite as big as you would have expected. Standing in this bear's place, there is still a massive individual of a man, hulking, kind of bulging stomach, definitely like a little on the huskier side, and just like covered in hair, head to toe. It's not even like the transformation to bear isn't really that big of a change for him, really. Like it's like Austin Powers level chest hair almost, but all over the body. He is a very, very hairy individual. He's a literal definition of a bear.
Sick.
Yeah,
Sick,
no.
nasty.
And he's just standing there with the battle
But
axe.
is he a power bottom? Is he generating the
Yes.
power?
Yeah. Okay. So you brought friends. You broke the one rule we have. You don't bring friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I kind of figured that you knew somebody who was watching us.
That would have been me,
Okay.
Gregory.
Uh,
You see
I
Aura
look
kind of just piped up behind you and looking down at her boots, you see. Yeah, they're quite covered in mud, seemingly having trekked through the forest for quite some time. And sizing up the boots, it looks about the same size as the footprints you had been following for most of the day.
To be fair, Gregory, how long did you know that it was these people?
For about an hour, 2. Not very long. I mostly was going under the assumption that they were a creepy pervert.
Well, some of us perhaps.
I don't mean you, Aura.
Well-
Once I realized it was you guys, I kind of switched my gears.
I noticed.
Why I thought you could use a friendly face. And then
Yeah.
I like
They look to the
back in
Minotaur. Yes, very friendly.
Yeah, but
Why am I
Well,
here? What was the
Uh,
danger? What was the stand thing?
There was no danger at all. I was
That's just Gregory being Gregory. It's
I
all
was
right.
told by my uncle here to watch you, and watch you I did ever since you left Southwatch. Let's just say your little howl the other night didn't go unnoticed. We'd responded. We thought you'd come pay us a visit, but you didn't.
I was gonna break off from the group when we got closer, but once I realized that you were coming this way, I realized who you were, or at least where you were from. And kind of realized you guys have eyes all over this place. If we're looking for someone, we'd be the ones to ask.
You're not wrong. And at this point, the bear, who you know to be named Borlian, kind of steps up. Yeah, our reach is somewhat diminished of late. Strange things happening around the forest. Strange people.
what kind of
Strange.
strange things can't you handle?
Strange pipers playing music that lures people into a trance and then into a cage.
I was in that cage.
I know.
Actually, we dealt with that.
The girl pipes up again. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're good.
Well, I saw the aftermath. You weren't exactly quiet about it.
Right, yeah, well, that's one thing that we're usually not. We're successful. But
Really, you're telling me the giant minotaur with iron hooves isn't good at sneaking about?
No, but he's good at everything else. Wow, is he ever
can
good at
imagine.
everything else?
I can imagine.
His
So
name's
what-
Mantuka.
We're looking for some of that strange people.
Well, you found one already. Disposed of him quite successfully, I'd say. Who are you looking for now? Bandits? There's plenty of those around. Some other weird folk, too.
Not quite. Fuck it. They're Imperium scouts. We don't really know why they're here, but we've been sent to either capture them or take them out.
So you
And I
don't know
don't
why they're
think
here?
that. No,
Is that something
just
you
know
have
that
to
for anything
learn?
I mean that would probably
It's
help
not.
us find them.
We know. We have an idea why they're here. And the girl popped.
Really?
Yes, I've been doing my best to keep tabs on them for quite some time. Unfortunately, they're much more observant than a lot of you.
Aha!
Hard to get close.
Unfortunately, I don't doubt that.
But as it stands now, we're not sure where they're camped anymore. They move around frequently and often split into smaller groups. As far as we can ascertain, they're here to rile up the local criminal element within the Daggerwoods here. And try to create a stir. Distract the military for some reason. Not sure why, but it seems like they've formed some kind of partnership.
Well, that sounds like something that we probably should try and stop.
We did. The bear kind of perks up. You notice the
Did?
numbers here look a little smaller than when you left.
I thought maybe everyone just wasn't here. This is everybody?
Everyone, well, from one or two, yeah, it's left. We noticed them wandering around our forest, and when we had people in to investigate, they caught on pretty quick. We
All the
lost
more reason to kill him.
I wish it was that easy. We've dealt with bandits, archers, warriors, whatever you can imagine, and, well, nothing quite like this. They wield
He's
magic
got a weird
like
box.
no one we've ever seen. I'm very familiar with the box.
The box could be helpful.
Well, So do I, and I mean, I'm not going to stop until we've taken them out.
It's easier
So I
said
guess-
than
That's
done.
right.
I guess we're here to help.
We have our own job to do. We have to protect this place. If they happen to wander close, we need to be ready. We've already lost enough, we can't send any. That may be her. Aura kind of pipes up. Be happy to tag along if you need me.
Really? Oh, okay, sure.
Well, we could definitely use someone who's good at hiding.
Yeah.
I'm not great at fighting. Good at watching.
Watching information is almost vital in a fight like this.
Very much so.
He's not wrong.
So what would you have me do?
Scout ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not
Help us
traveling
find-
with you lot. I'll be found out and killed as quickly as you are.
No, that's fair. We need you to help us find their main encampment.
That may take some
Or-
time.
I mean, I guess we've got time.
In the meantime, we can help fortify this place, defend it.
Absolutely.
That's right.
I don't think they know where we are yet, but they've wandered close enough that it stands to reason we are worried.
Maybe
We're not
we'll
gonna
make
let this-
Mantuka stand just a little bit outside, so a little less attention.
Well-
He's a great guard. He's like he's a walking wall. It's incredible.
Do you see his hooves? Covered in iron.
I've seen him fight. It's like none other, and that means something coming from me.
Like a natural disaster.
Formidable. Well, if you'd like to help, we'd appreciate it. But for now, Aura, go see what you can find out. We'll wait for him here. Aura's like, just kind of nods. Good to see you again, Gregory. Hope you've been well.
Absolutely, it's been great, and you
She
are
just
looking
ruffles
well.
your hair as she walks past and kind of just like heads right into the forest, kind of heading northwest, and then just kind of I'm gonna roll stealth check. Whee! Just because I get to roll.
She just got cooler
She rolled
over
like
here,
shit.
doesn't-
So you see her kind of like try to slink behind a tree and disappear from sight, and then just walk out the other side. And fuck. Kind of just keep walking into the woods.
Never mind, she didn't get cooler, but she's still kind of cool. Oh, same level of coolness.
Damn it. Well, in the meantime, make yourselves comfortable. We have some food, not much. Gregory, I think there's someone who might want to speak with you.
Oh,
Kind of gestures back to the cave where you went to find the mask.
Is this an alone conversation? I look over at Stan, like almost looking like I'm trying to grab his hand.
I suppose that's up to you. But,
I can go with my friends.
rules.
Oh, okay, good.
All right,
You
baby
broke.
Gregory lose virginity.
We have one.
I don't think that's what this is, Mantuka.
We have
I like
a
your
rule
spirit,
here, and you already broke it. So
Yes, I did.
All right, baby Gregory is going to his death for treason.
I'm sure that's not it. Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He just smiles at you. Kind of. This is just the kind of sense of humor you've come to expect from Borlane at this point. And he kind of just gestures. We'll be waiting.
Thanks, Borlane. Always the Joker. Let's go,
Baby
guys.
Gregory, if you go in that cave and you don't come out, you were an average party member.
Ha ha.
All right, let's go, buddy. I'm gonna follow you into the cave.
Let's go. Yeah.
Okay. So you're taking Stanny into the cave with you while Mantuka and Mr. Maker socialize? Mr. Maker, you're still in werewolf form. Like, some people have come up to you and, actively...
I said,
Oh, you switched back? Oh,
I
my bad.
shook it like midway through that interaction and just changed back. Like the armor switched back to the fucking suit look.
Some of the people who had approached you were kind of sniffing the air around you, or a little taken aback, and then quite I don't want to say transfixed per se, but quite interested in the ability, because like having someone who can shape change like that and go into different forms as opposed to just one is interesting. And there's, based on your lineage, there's a little bit of Fae stuff going on there in terms of like, you being a changeling coming from the whole deal. But yeah, So they're all quite intrigued with the two of you. Mantuka, some of them are still kind of avoiding you with a little bit of quiet hesitation, but Gregory, as you kind of lead Stanislav, not quite holding him by the hand, but like kind of hustling him along and kind of like yourself, a little afraid of what may come. You kind of head into this cavern, which descends a little while, not too far, probably about 30, 40 feet, into a subterranean kind of clearing. And as you enter, you see a single tree, kind of in the center of this circular cave, with a small light coming from the ceiling above where the sun seems to be shining in a hole. Stanislav, you smell something familiar. Something you haven't smelt in a very, very long time. And your memory is brought back to a time when you traveled with another group of people. And you found yourselves on an island, trapped in the middle of the ocean. You smell a very peculiar fruity smelt in the room around you. Kind of similar to the liquor you were drinking on the island when Torin had his out-of-body experience, so to speak.
Oh.
And that is where we'll take our break for today.
Sick.
So we'll be... Yeah, well, this is all the tie-ins I planned. Anyway, we're going to take a 10-minute break here. We'll be back in just a few. I just need to refill the drinks and check on the cat, because it's doing stuff.
I'm going to eat some cookies.
I do. I also really have to pee, just full disclosure. It's pee break time. Okay, so we're going to go to break. Boom, break time. See y'all in 10. That's enough of that. Hey, everybody, we're back from our break. I got more drink. Cat has not destroyed anything while I've been focused on this, which is good.
Yay.
Oh, wow. Gregory is looking fabulous, might I say. I love it. We got all the shades. We're going to have to do a full stream where we're all wearing shades one day.
I can't see with them on.
Maybe I should run, I do have to do, a sci-fi futuristic one-shot. Maybe I could do, a Men in Black style one-shot.
Stop trying to make your players wear sunglasses.
I'm just saying for a one-shot, man. For a one-shot. I did it. When I used to dress as Stoner Rusty. Yeah.
Do you see this right here? Do you see this? You know what that is?
Yeah.
That's the side of these glasses digging into
my if they're too small for you anyway, cut the supports off and just rest them on your nose. Then they're real artificial glasses. They just sit on the nose.
Here.
I mean, I have the perfect nose for it. Where I got this.
I don't.
It would be perfect. Just sit right there. Never have to move.
Do I? Who knows?
Or monocle. Jeez, people. Again, your artificer is only limited by your creativity. Just turn them into real
I'm not
life.
going to cut my glasses.
I cast
like
floating
glasses.
sunglasses.
Exactly. There you go. It's a new artificer infusion. They
Constant
just kind of hover.
mage hand.
Yeah, they just kind of hover. And if you move, they take a second to get back to your face.
Okay. I cast levitate on these glasses.
Immediately already sidetracked. I love it when this happens.
I found these glasses in the back room of an abandoned building and then washed them very thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. That's how you got them. In the back room of an abandoned building, I'm sure. Just saying.
No, genuinely.
There you go.
Was it an abandoned building you explored after texting a number that you saw on the bathroom stall?
Yeah.
No. It was
for a good time and kidney removal.
That was the good time.
Call this number.
So I used to, without getting too far into it, I used to have a big storage building, and that storage building was one I was renovating, and then I found it in the back of that.
Fair,
so it was abandoned before I got it.
Okay, that's fair.
It's D&D.
Little sidetrack's fine. We're just getting to know each other, letting the stream get to know the players. It's been a fun. We got floating giant glasses on Ryan now. It's been a really fun session so far. We've had some crazy moments, some fun rolls, and some wackiness. Almost ripped a tree out and beat people with it. It was great.
That's kind of weird that it didn't.
That is still might. We got some time to kill. So
needs to happen.
We're gonna bring it back in now to Gregory and Stanislav, who have just entered this kind of small cavern. Well, less of it has an open roof. It's more of like a pit essentially, but it's a perfect circle almost. And there's this beautiful kind of tree, I'd say an oak, kind of growing right in the middle with this nice canopy of leaves and these kind of various bushes around it, all growing these very strange looking fruits. They almost look like blackberry, but they have like a lightish blue color to them as opposed to like that dark kind of purple. These are familiar to you, Stanislav. You've crossed paths with these once before, back when you were still traveling with Torin. Mm-hmm. You know for a fact that the inhabitants of the island you found yourselves on had been seemingly harvesting these berries and turning them into some kind of, for lack of a better term, moonshine. Or just a very, very strong liquor of some type that when consumed by Torin, the next morning, he woke up with a different skin color, strange antlers, and a different color hair altogether, seemingly having touched briefly into the magic of the Feywild. And
whatever you do, don't show Mantuka.
As we're like walking in, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Oh, you're like if things were to light up when you do this, you would be blinded right now. Every single one of those berries has just a radiance of very faint Fey magical energy on it. It's not a specific school; it's just Fey in origin. It's a natural magic, naturally occurring. Very similar to the sense you get off Gregory's mask, in fact. And as you're looking around this space, you see the vines kind of growing up the stone walls that are kind of dripping with moisture. You see in the very tree what looks to be an imprint of a mask that has been plucked from the bark. It's very similar in color to the one that Gregory carries with him.
So, yeah, this is where I found this, kind of. It's more like they told me to come get it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's, I just go up to the tree and kind of, like, put my hand on the imprint and just, like, weird road.
Okay, so as you put your hand on the tree, just roll me a wisdom saving throw, please. Or
4.
if you don't want to roll, you can let this happen willingly. It's up to you.
I let it happen. I rolled a 20.
You have full control. You reach out and put your hand on the tree, in the spot where your mask came from. And your other hand kind of just tucks into your jacket pocket, or where you keep the mask strapped, just inside your jacket. And as you feel something, strange rush of energy, kind of emanate from the tree and make its way up your hand, kind of in a panic, briefly fight it off. And then realizing that you have experienced this before, not a new sensation to you. Last time you were here, something very similar happened. You close your eyes and allow it to just take over for a second.
Do I see any of this with my Detect Magic up?
Oh yeah, as soon as he places his hand on the tree, you see a very similar, just a very natural kind of druidic magic emanating from the tree, and just kind of like a wave flowing over Gregory. And what you're sensing, he's essentially completely encapsulated in this magic. It bonds with his entire form. Gregory, you open your eyes. And where you were once standing in this small clearing with Stanislav a few feet behind you, you now find yourself in an entirely different clearing. One surrounded by trees overgrown with vines, and various flora, and flowers of strange colors, almost shifting in nature. Colors you've only ever seen when you've made your trips here in the past. See what appears to be a sunset, never fading. Just a beautiful orange glow to the sky at all times. Enough light for things to grow, but not so much that it is uncomfortable.
Never stops being amazing.
So you're back.
No. Yeah.
Been some time, little one.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm back.
You recognize this individual as Bihas. Extremely powerful individual who seems to reside in the Feywild. This is the one who gifted you the mask in the first place. It is his magic that allowed you to simply pull that form from the tree. Been some time. I hope you've been well.
Yeah, I found some people, and then I found some more people. My whole trying to find things to make my family proud mission is going good.
I'm glad to hear it. Have my gifts served you well?
Very much so. Wow, very much so.
Hmm.
Saved my life more times than I can count.
I'm glad.
Maybe a little foolhardy, maybe once or twice. I'll learn some lessons from that one too.
He kind of just reaches out and like runs his fingers down a vine, and as he does, you see a number of flowers just bloom after his touch passes. Yes, the magic of the Feywild can be quite a overpowering thing.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
hope it has not led you into any real danger.
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
I see you travel with a new group.
Yeah, they're really... Wow.
Kitty.
Kitty. They're really amazing. I don't know if I can quite stack up yet, but I think I'm getting there. I hope I'm getting there.
With that in your pocket and the toys you've already brought to the party, you stack up quite well, my friend.
Ah, thank you.
I have...
Oh,
go ahead.
I think most of it is, stuff I've kind of stolen in ways, but I like to think I'm making it my own.
I cannot speak for the toy box, but the mask was a gift.
Thank you.
Although, gift may be a bit of misnomer, per se.
Eh?
Well, I've offered you help. You've accepted. Everything has
Absolutely.
a price in the Feywild.
Right.
And as I told you then, I'll tell you again now. The time may come that I require your assistance for something. And something tells me that time draws near. Ever near.
Ah. Right.
I'm sure you've noticed there's strange things going on in the world above. Tensions are high.
Some.
Only you knew. Now, my gaze is limited from here. But I have heard whispers, travelers, those who have found their way into the realm of the Fae. There are forces at work here. Powerful ones. Terrible ones. And their eyes are fixed not only upon your realm, but upon mine.
Oh.
We're not sure who or what it is they're doing. They've already been very active in your world. We believe they're trying to collect something. Pieces of something. Or someone.
Can't be anything or anyone good.
No. I don't know who it is. If it's someone who the world above saw fit to draw into several pieces, they're probably not someone you want around. That being said, I have reason to believe one such piece is here. As you know,
in the
elves...
Feywild?
Indeed. As you know, the elves of your world often travel between the realms. Even maintain a city here.
Right.
A city, I call it. A city of trees. Quite beautiful if you ever get the chance to visit.
I'd like that.
There has been troubling reports from the world above. And it seems whatever is attempting to rise back to power up there is going to make an attempt on what is held here.
Okay. What
Already.
do we do to stop it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I can only see so much from here. I don't exactly have a window into your realm at any given time.
Right. Well,
The time will come when I will call upon you to defend the Feywild with the gifts I have given you.
I will be listening, and I will answer that call dutifully, I promise.
Good. I'll reach out when the time comes. Expect my, sign, if you will. You'll know it when you see it.
You tend to be very obvious with those, yes.
We are not subtle creatures here. He kind of just gestures to, like, the majestic flowers and beautiful bright colors and permanent sunset kind of just fading beyond the horizon perpetually, but never actually disappearing from sight.
Colors here I've never seen. Anyway, I will be watching and I'll be listening.
Good. In the meantime, he pulls out what appears to be a small totem. Similar markings to that of your mask.
What's that?
Take this.
Mm,
When you're ready. Well, again, you'll know. Hold on to it. And when it calls, answer.
Yeah. All right, absolutely. I like gingerly put it into the box. I absolutely will.
He eyes the box. Like, even as a fey being, this box is, like, intriguing to him. He's not, like, looking at it with, like, intent to steal it or anything of the sort. He's just very intrigued by this seemingly very powerful magical item you've brought into his realm. Now, my boy, close your eyes. See you soon.
Right.
And as you close your eyes again, taking one moment to quickly look around at the surrounding forest once more. If you
I do like a quick little spin, just
Yep.
like,
just take it all in for a moment, and then you close your eyes and you just feel a single finger tap you on the forehead, and when you open your eyes again, you're standing there with your hand just outstretched on the tree. Stanislav, this would have happened in a matter of seconds for you. It did not last long. Well, Gregory, it felt like a conversation that lasted anywhere from 10-15 minutes or so. For Stanislav, it was a heartbeat. And as quickly as the magic that you felt engulfed Gregory showed up, it fades. And he's just left standing with his hand on this tree.
colors. Hi.
You alright, buddy?
Yeah.
Huh.
I kind of look at Stan and I'm like, there's just like a moment where I just kind of like smile and I'm just like, I can trust you. The guy who gave me the mask, he's from the Feywild. His name's DM is Balam.
Byhas. Byhas.
Byhas. He's from the Feywild. He is nutter butter strong. Yeah.
Interesting.
He's really cool though. He kind of reminds me of you actually. You know, kind of like just reverential the way I think of him. You know.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. That's maybe a bit much, but I appreciate it.
No, not at all.
I used to travel with a guy who was touched by the Fae, and it happened overnight, quite literally. And I wonder if maybe he's ever met him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe Torin ever told you the name of his mentor, did you?
Nope. We never
What
talked
happens?
about it. It's interesting though, this fruit is kind of familiar. Way long time ago I was trapped on an island and sorry, kitty.
Cat.
Yeah, no, there were berries like that. It was a really weird place, but I don't know. I think I might take a couple.
I think that'd be okay. I can't imagine it'd be wrong.
Oh yeah, you know
okay.
for a fact the people outside. They
Oh,
can eat
nice.
the fruits in here. Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that Bias is known for doing is being very obvious with his intentions. So if just us saying that, if we didn't explode into fire, I think we're okay. Yeah, let's take a couple.
Okay. Yeah.
I take like 4. I take like 3. I'm just like, and I pick them so gingerly.
Yeah. I kind of just like find a bundle and like pick it off.
Yeah, you grab them and you kind of Do you eat what?
I just kind of look at Gregory. Give him a little nod.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I've seen people eat these before. Okay.
Yeah, well, you have. You can. What are you? Oh, you're playing with your ball and you got the zoomies. What's up, cat?
Hey.
You're fine.
Good or bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
You bite into
I
the
rolled
fruit.
a nat 20.
Yeah,
So for a
you,
total of 26.
Yeah, you're good. You bite into it. You feel the fruit just burst and like this delicious kind of strange tasting fruity flavor. Hard to describe. It's not like anything you would have tasted here on this plane, but it is familiar to you. The last time you had it had a little more kick as it had been fermented for some hundreds of years or so. That being said, has no adverse effect on you whatsoever. You feel a little refreshed, and for the sake of rules purposes, that is the equivalent of one good berry. Your stomach feels full. Yeah.
Nice.
You gain one single hit point if you were down any hit points.
I was not.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all that happens with the nat 20. That's one of the occasions where rolling really high is a downside.
Well, I'll
Big
take
Sag.
the rest of the little bunch that I picked and kind of wrap them up and put them in my bag.
Yep, no problem.
I put him in my box, and I would just say, well, he didn't say much, but he is going to be calling on me to help him soon. But I think it's going to kind of tie into what we're doing right now. He said all the weirdness that's happening up here is kind of tied together with some weirdness going on over there.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah.
It's, I think it's
I'll
going
have
to
do
get
what
kind of
we'll have to
messy.
do.
Yeah, it's going to get kind of big, kind of messy. But hey, we're used to that.
Oh, yes, we are.
Well, let's head back out and make sure that those two haven't killed them all.
All right, let's do that.
There's like a 50-50 chance.
Meanwhile,
Start
Yeah, so
walking
while
out.
all that was happening, what was
Just
Maker and...
As we're walking out, I just look back at the tree for a sec. Just kind of stare at it. Turn back around, keep walking.
You swear you see a face in the leaves. Just the slight figure of a man, and it just fades.
the entire
Cool.
time they were in there, I had various tools, a little measuring device, like
Of
a little
course.
tape measure,
Yeah.
a little protractor, and maybe not so much asking for permission as I was also not going to ask for forgiveness. I was going up to various of the lycanthropes and just kind of like measuring them, like, you know, just taking various, like, jotting notes down about their various sizes and shapes.
You gather some of them are newer to their particular curse and don't have quite as much control over it as the others, and have trouble reverting back to their human form quite as quick. Like, kind of needs to wear off a little bit, you know, like an adrenaline rush. While some of the more seasoned lycanthropes in the group have already gone back to their business in human form. And there's a few, and I'm gonna say roll me a persuasion check because it's like mildly offensive to just go up and start measuring parts of people. Holy fuck.
Okay.
Okay, so as you approach, some of them look at you and like one gives you like a little bit of a, and you just like,
Don't mind me. That's more
and
a
he
little too far.
kind of leans forward. That was Rotelix again. Rotelix came out.
A little bit. Little
He
do
just-
you know, Rotelix is the skeleton underneath.
Yeah, Rotelix is the one inside this. You know?
Whenever Rotelix does anything, it's just my skeleton just hops
Comes-
out a little
oh.
bit.
So you're a flesh Gundam being piloted by a
Skeletor.
skeleton?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, no,
Flesh
I just
Gundam.
use the, you know, it's the muscles and tendons that move around the skeleton until it's out of me, you know. Both of us are changelings, so it kind of tracks.
Yep. So he, as he kind of like leans forward and snarls, and you're just like, hey, he kind of just like raises his lip and lets you measure one of his canines and like his longer fang. And you get enough measurements on like a couple werewolves and I'd say one wereboar to feasibly add this to your appearance list without any of the benefits of actually being a lycan. But
Oh, of course.
you could
But
feasibly
that's not what I
accurately
meant.
turn into a werewolf now of varying color and size of your choosing. And wereboar, I'm gonna say, like, it's more or less you get like that one dude. Like, you can be Charles,
Cool.
the wereboar.
Cool. Well,
Charles the
I have
werewolf.
some
I'm
ideas.
taking him with
but
us.
I'm gonna-
You have some ideas that you're gonna use that for? Okay.
I have some ideas.
Mantuka, what have you been doing while this is happening? You see people like chopping wood. A few people are sharing drinks around the fire. Clearly, Mr. Maker is busy with some stuff. Mantuka's the only one who's got something
I'm
left.
just
What
gonna
do you
have
got?
my back to the. I assume there's like some type of like mountain or hillside because they went to a cat cave.
Yeah, essentially, it's like a clearing, and then on one side of it, there's like a little bit of a raised hill with a rock face that's maybe only about 3 or 4 feet tall, but the entrance is kind of like in the ground and like sinks down, so it's about 5 feet high.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm probably
Incorporate
by
all
the cave entrance, and then my back to the wall, kind of looking, just brooding, just waiting for baby Gregory or a new party member to come out of the cave.
New party member.
Yeah, and after a
Hilarious.
short amount of time, maybe only about like 5-10 minutes, really, you see Gregory step out with Stanislav kind of taking a moment to turn and look back at the tree quizzically for a second that you now see looking down into the tunnel, and emerge, and there's Gregory standing almost a little, not quite a little taller, but like there's a little spring in his step.
Teenage Gregory, you achieved your achievement.
Yeah.
Yay!
I've hit puberty.
No.
Hello.
Whoa.
Does
How
your
was your trip
teenage
to the
form
principal
want me to
office?
kill the?
I am the leader now.
Look at me.
I will fuck you
Look
up
at
in your
me.
goddamn village. You are not the leader.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Immediately revert back. You shrink back 2 feet.
You scared him
your
back into
acne pops back
prepubescence.
up.
You went too far.
Reverse puberty ability.
Yeah, you are now prepubescent yet again.
You are now an innie.
Oh, I just rubbed my eyes after touching the cat. That's gonna be bad. Okay, here we go.
Well,
Here we go.
Just hide my highness the rest of the stream.
I'm gonna
Have these.
Gregory, should we
Thanks, buddy.
maybe take some of those weapons out of that box and maybe see if anyone wants some armaments?
That's a really good idea. Yeah, I'm that.
You found a box of weapons.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
luck
gonna
with that.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna slowly approach the werebear and say,
Borlian.
we have. Hi, thanks for the hospitality. We have a lot of weapons and things that could be useful if anything like that's needed.
I mean, for the most part, I got what I need, but feel free to ask around if you got extra. What do you want for them?
Oh, I mean, nothing really. They were bought to be used for defense, and I mean that's what they're used for. So
Let's see what you got.
Right.
And he kind of like approaches the group who've kind of like set up a little bit of like a little luncheon platter, there's some food out. Clear the table. We got some stuff to look at. And some people who clearly just set this table, like just put the food out, are like bring it over to like a few smaller tables around the camp. People kind of disperse, and you now have a table open to dump your weapons out onto.
perfect.
I'd also post the measurements and whatnot. I'd also like to start not with the same vigor and whatever enthusiasm that I'm working on the little grappling thing. I would like to sketch up some like rough ideas for like lichen armor with little like with blades inlaid in where their claws would be, so they're kind of already naturally using it, but
Okay.
kind of like
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
single Wolverine claws and shit.
Okay, since we're doing a design, this is a design element. You go ahead and roll me an intelligence check with your Tinker's tools as proficiency.
Goddamn sick.
It's plus
That would
3.
be 15.
15's pretty damn good. You managed to sketch out a rough drawing of what this would entail and how this would look.
Wait, I'm
Mostly just
thinking-
for the werewolves. You didn't really narrow down the other werefolks quite as well. You could maybe throw something together for the war boar, who is honestly kind of just like a dude with a boar's head. He's just kind of a chunky dude, really. Also very hairy, but You could probably like work something out there, but like you managed to get together feasible designs to set up like a werewolf appearing armor that a werewolf could wear, or someone wearing it would look like a werewolf.
I was kind of going with the idea that it would be like something simple that we could throw together pretty easily with like a leather backing over the the measurements I took on each of them, and then figure out like how it could like, you know, connect down here where they still have full movement to, you know, do their whole
Absolutely thing. Yeah, no, that is you managed to sketch up a pretty good design. It would take a little bit of working on to make in terms of like you don't really have a forge here, though you do have your tinker's maybe has a portable forge. I don't know, like tin can forge or some shit.
I can put something together.
Yeah, that would take a little effort to do, but it's not impossible. But you do manage to sketch out what you would consider a fairly reasonable design. If you were to break out into the lycanthrope armor market, like this would be your starting point.
Sure.
Yeah. And as for building, it would take probably a couple days of work to really put together something of real use. But you did manage to sketch out.
We were going to be here for a couple of days, weren't we?
That's up to you. That is entirely up to you guys. You did.
I thought we were waiting to get the
yeah, you did send out a scout.
That's true.
Meanwhile, we've dumped onto the table and probably clanging and falling off at this point just an immeasurable amount of swords and a couple axes, and I think you bought shields too.
No idea. There was enough there to arm like an entire
so much shit.
Small town garrison.
I feel like that could be very good for.
And then in particular, there was a +1 dagger that he had put in there that I was going to look for.
Oh yeah, that's there too. Oh yeah, no, that was the dagger of returning, wasn't it? That he just.
No, it was one that I bought from the tinkerer store and then gave to him, and then he put it in there because he wasn't going to use it right away.
Yeah, so you'd find the +1 dagger that you purchased for your friend that never got used.
And then, yeah, give that. I'm going to take that. Gregory, this is actually a pretty nice one. You should probably hold on to that.
Oh.
You'd be good with it. Yeah, it's like nice shiny dagger.
I think you have a +1 dagger already.
Well, I think I already do.
Your gladiator friend, yeah, now you have double. Your gladiator friend gave you one before you left.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I do have one already. I have
Either
two
way,
now.
you now have 2 +1 magical daggers in your possession. You gather that kind of thing is quite common over in the Imperium, so. Just basic magic enchantments. No wonder Mr. Maker can't turn a profit.
I'm just collecting daggers from loved ones at this point.
Oh my god. All this, anything anybody wants of this, it's free to take it. We won't be needing it.
You do see a few
make
people
traps with it.
Kind of begin to group up around the table. Some people do already have weapons of their own. It seems like a couple of them kind of prefer like warhammers as over swords, something that requires a lot less training and substantially less like effort and skill to use. A couple individuals do kind of like throw down some pitchforks and pick up like a mace or a sword or whatever they can find. And within, I'd probably say about 20 minutes, most of the group has armed themselves, leaving you with, like, I'd say a couple short swords, maybe a long sword or two, left over after that. But most of the group here is now fairly well armed to the teeth. I believe there are even some crossbows in there, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. I don't remember. I'd have to look. I'll have to go back and watch the VODs. That was from, like...
so long ago.
Months ago. But for the most part, yeah, you have now successfully armed this entire village of... individuals. You know, not all of them are lycanthropes. Some people choose, like, some are just family members of individuals who were cursed and came and lived here with them. And you know that during the night of the full moons, when they have less control over their transformations, or at least the less seasoned ones, are usually locked up inside the cave below, which is too high for them to jump or really climb out of the way it is structured. There's enough hole to let the sun in to help the tree, but other than that, it's as much a prison cell as it is a place of worship, almost. Yeah.
Okay, team meeting. If the people we just gave the weapons to try to kill us, we never give people weapons ever again.
That's a good rule.
That is a good rule, but don't worry, they're not going to try to kill us.
I don't think so either.
It only takes one.
If it happens,
I'm erring on the side of caution. I'm with Mantuka on this one. Keep an eye out.
That's coming from chaos.
Okay, for sure. Hey, I
Probably a
think
good
they'd
idea.
probably be the first ones to say the same thing about us. You never know.
All right,
Caution.
go to Mantuka. Praise Mogus.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Something like that.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're just gonna kind of start trying to fortify this place.
Yeah.
I'll start working on the armor if I can.
Okay, absolutely. So, yeah, I guess that's what we're moving into tonight. What is everyone doing to help try and fortify this place? You notice it's not particularly well defended. Like, there's no palisades, there's no walls, there's no barricades, there's nothing. It's just some haphazardly thrown together tents. Some people are sleeping on hay under tree cover.
Mantuka,
I got some
Pick up
trees I
the
gotta rip out of the
trees.
ground.
Oh, shit!
pick up the trees.
We're actually ripping trees. Let's go, dude.
So my intent would be to gather trees for them to use for whether they want to do walls, whether they want to do like large spear tips for like cavalry, whatever they feel like their biggest threat would be.
So, awesome. Starting with
Punky sticks.
Mantuka, is anyone interested in helping Mantuka? What does everyone want to do? Tell me, like, if you guys tell me what you want to do to assist with this or do your own thing, we can kind of just work through them all one by one. So Mantuka is ripping out trees, helping to prepare like spiked barricades and weapons of like spear variety.
Yeah, I
What
want
is
to help
everyone
make
else?
traps
Okay.
around the place.
Okay.
Yep.
What
Which
kind of
can
traps?
also help involving cutting down trees, like
Okay.
spike traps, and we have some swords, so I'm gonna dig some holes and cover them with leaves and bushes and shit.
You can make some punchy stakes. Okay.
Yep, but
Okay.
not with punji, with actual swords.
Sharpen tree. I mean,
So,
you probably have like
there's a
four
couple left over,
swords left, I'd say, total, and some hammers.
Yeah,
and
so
that's about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll make like one part. I'll find like a place that looks particularly vulnerable, and I'll make one big hole and put all four swords handles
well,
in the ground, spikes
just-
facing up.
Just to start out, then, let's have our two strong boys make athletics checks to see how quickly we take these trees down, how many trees we're taking down, and how quickly you can dig your trap pits.
Okay.
I am going to use my channel divinity. Peerless
Mm.
athlete.
And DM, if you'll let me, it's a total DM call. I would like to rage and then continuously punch myself in the face just to get my bonus to my advantage for.
I'm gonna say you're not allowed to punch yourself in the face to maintain rage, but if you ask Stanislav nicely, he might punch you. Depends. That's up to you.
I'll let Mr. Maker punch me.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
yeah.
So Mr. Maker's along for that ride, as like essentially has to take breaks from the armor. Yeah, unfortunately you
He
can't.
goaded me into this.
Yeah, you can't just beat yourself up
Oh.
and maintain your rage. I wish it were so, but
Also-
unfortunately it doesn't.
No, I
work
know,
like that.
I know. Just,
I'll
just for
cast-
this tree.
I'll
escapade.
also cast enhance ability on you, the strength one.
I'll just
Dude.
toss out a catapult spell at him every now
You don't
and
even
then,
need
like,
to
turn
rage
around.
at that point. You just get fucking
advantage.
yeah. You just get advantage on strength checks because of that.
Oh, okay,
Yo.
cool.
You're all
Easy
good.
peasy.
No rage needed. All right,
Maker,
both of you.
no punch, not now.
I still
And
punch
it's-
myself.
it's
I
called-
already got it. I already got it all loaded up. I can just.
It's called Bull's Strength, so you have advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity is doubled
Cool.
for an hour.
Okay.
You can definitely carry a tree. All right. So Mantuka, starting with you, we're gonna rip some trees out of the ground with our bare fucking hands. Let's roll an athletics check at advantage for me.
Athletics. Let's fucking do this.
I also want to try that with my
Oh, there we go. That's better. 24.
Yeah.
crazy
No.
strength.
Okay, Stanislav, go ahead as well.
I believe you, Stanislav.
Please roll a 1.
That would be.
Well, I have advantage
Roll 2 1s, baby.
rolling the dice
Come on,
very
baby.
slowly. It still
Give it
says
to me,
rolling
daddy.
the dice.
Rolling the dice.
So 7 plus 8, so 15.
15. Okay.
Yep.
So as Mantuka kind of just approaches this fairly grown tree, it's not massive per se. It's about average size for here. Wraps both arms around it in a bear hug, squats at the knees, and just rips it out from the roots, just straight out of the ground. No effort whatsoever.
Making eye contact with baby Gregory.
Yeah, staring at Gregory the whole time. He's just yank this tree out of the ground. Stanislav, you approach it with a 15. It's not quite as good. You kind of get the arms around it, and you start to try and just pull this tree out, and you kind of realize it's not going to happen. You kind of just start leaning on it one way or another, and eventually, using your sizable weight and sheer muscle force, just push the tree over. In the
Perfect.
end, you did manage to fell a tree, though. Roll me another athletics check for your pit building, please. See how quickly you
Okay.
dig.
Hopefully you build better pits than tree push.
Nope.
No.
That is a 10 or an 11. Sorry.
I mean, you're digging a hole.
Yeah.
A 10 is a pass. It's gonna take you a bit. Like you haven't spent a lot of time digging. You trained as a gladiator for most of your life, and in the time you weren't training, you were wandering with your brother through the desert. So digging isn't really something you're used to. But you start, and you get well into the hottest hours of the afternoon. Like
What's
the sun
this red dirt?
Yeah. Funny you should
Why
ask.
is it so hard?
Red Watch is actually named that because of the dirt there. Just saying.
I assume clay.
It's PEI. It's just based on the PEI dirt. I'll explain that to you another time. You're the American in the house. You'll get it. I'll send you a dirt shirt one day. It'll be a thing.
Is it just clay filled dirt?
It's just red. Prince Edward Island has red sand. All the highways are like this weird
Iron.
red color.
It's the
It's
Mars of
iron,
Earth.
yeah.
Around where I live.
Iron.
All that
Around where I
iron.
live, all of the ground is like caked with red clay.
Oh, I love
So
that
like
shit
you
too.
go to
Yeah.
dig anywhere, there's gonna be like just red dirt you pull up.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Either way, no, it just
Super
takes
hard
you
to
a
dig.
while to dig a hole big enough that someone could feasibly fall into it and fall deep enough that they're going to impale themselves. Takes a little while, and you work well through the day. Just like by the end of it, your usually beautiful flowing hair that kind of just flows off into the wind behind you at any given time is kind of just stuck to your head as you're literally just sweating like a pig out here. Mantuka, on the other hand, is just going tree to tree one at a time, like literally one of those machines that just yanks trees up and then puts them through a buzzsaw kind of deal, breaking fucking branches off as he's going past. Without long, you manage to clear out a bit more of a clearing for this camp too, and make it a little more like circular, and kind of spread things out. People kind of move their tents, get a little more space for themselves and everything. And then you, throughout the day, just help people kind of with an axe, just carve these into sharpened spikes, and throughout the next little bit, begin assembling some like basic palisades and barricades and stuff that you can use in the event of your enemy rolling into your base of operations. So with that, now we're gonna move on to Mr. Maker, who was working on some armor.
Can I describe the design?
Yeah, fucking yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so here's what I see.
How
right?
dare you roleplay on my D&D stream, you motherfucker?
Here's what I see. It is essentially just armor that covers from like the lower back up over the head,
like
right?
onto the top, kind of deal.
like it stops about here, right?
Okay.
So it's got a couple of elongated fangs in it. I assume I can't make very many of them, but I figure I can give it to the strongest werewolves, especially since I'm making it exclusively for werewolves anyways. I can kind of give it to the strongest werewolves and give them a chance to use it. Plus, it's going to be a little bit bigger, so when they go into it as a human, they can just kind of slide into it and then grow into it as it goes, because it's going to be kind of plated around the side.
The
It's
big
going to
project.
make a sharper fucking teeth. But here's the fucking kicker. And I drew this the worst way I possibly could have, but basically
Yay!
there's gonna
Bring
be
that nice
like
and
a-
close for me, buddy. Bring it
All right,
nice
all
and
right, all
close.
It looks terrible. I tried to draw the claws in there too, but they just
I got
kind
it.
of
I
look
get it.
terrible.
I
Alright,
see it.
you
I see
that
it.
you see that little spring in the bottom there? Right?
Absolutely.
That spring is pushing up against this blade in the middle here. That is being held down by these two little hooks on either side. They're both attached to each of the two claws on either side. So like this. Whenever they
Oh,
go
nice,
to rear
dude.
back. Yeah, whenever they go to rear back, like to swing at somebody, the blade elongates, allows them to kind of give a slashing swipe with
They
it.
got extra claws on the claws.
Exactly. And it's sharper because it's a tempered dagger. I assumed I would just kind of like take the ends off of daggers and set them in there. So I wouldn't have to like forge
Well,
my own daggers.
We're gonna have to do some like light forging to make this happen. You do have smith's
Yeah, I
tools.
figured.
You do have a tinkering set. I don't know if any of those have a deployable forge. So we're gonna
I'm
need to,
sure I could make something out of like a bunch of
that.
stones I find around the side.
I was gonna say that's gonna be our first bet, is building a decent like coal forge in the middle of the forest. So
I think I can help with this.
okay, so we getting an assist from Gregory. I love this. This is
Nice.
beautiful. So you need to starting off, you need to dig a little bit of a hole and start to find some stones to build a small structure out of. So,
Sure.
Greg, you can either roll a survival check to try to find these things with the advantage because Gregory's helping, or you can both roll separately. Your choice.
Did I dig up
I'm-
any big stones digging my hole?
Roll me a percentage dice.
Come on. Come on.
19. Probably not.
You find a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you dig enough. Like it's a lot of glacial activity here originally when this continent was first forming. So there's quite a bit of rock debris under the topsoil.
I've just kind of like tossed it off to the side.
Yeah,
so that's there.
Mostly smaller rocks, but you do manage to like starting for the two of you automatically find. I'd say about 3 or 4 decently sized, fairly uniform shaped. Not necessarily identical, but workable. So you have a start.
I'll have to.
Go ahead.
I'd say we roll separately, just because I don't have the best bonus.
Totally up to you.
Survival. I got a
I'm not so
7.
good. Yeah, I think we roll separately. I think that's the move here.
Let's try that.
Or alternatively, fucking Mr. Maker, you could give advantage to Gregory. You both already rolled, so it doesn't matter.
I would like. Oh, okay, I would also like to use my reaction to.
How many times a day can you do that?
5.
Jesus. Yeah. So you just add 5 to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an 18. Okay.
That's what it says.
I fucking love artificers, man. This is like why I love
Flash
these
of
games.
genius.
Flash of genius, baby. So you have an 18 overall between the two of you.
I'll flash you my genius.
Takes you a little bit as Stanislav is kind of throwing rocks out of his hole, which is now like quite substantial. You've almost dug a pit like about 10 feet long, 5 feet wide, and about 6-7 feet deep. I'd say by now, by the end of the day.
That's good enough, yeah. And then
Yeah.
I'll stick the 4 swords in there, handles down.
Yeah, no, that's easily doable. We'll see
And
how
then I'll
effective
cover
it ends
with
up being.
The big old branches that
You
have
might-
been cut off the trees used for.
Yeah, you may want to throw some more
Like
spiky
this.
branches down there too, just to be safe. But I'll say
Okay.
with the rolls
I'll
you
also do
made
that.
and all the effort you're putting in throughout the day, and you have a couple days to do it, you can build a fairly decent trap here. And if you want to continue over the next few days, you could probably build a few more. That's up to you. Your scout did say she'd be back in a day or two. Meanwhile, the two of you do manage to find what appears to be enough rocks to make yourself a small, kind of very rudimentary forge. It's going to be difficult to work with, but it's, you know what, you've made more with less, I guess you could say.
And I would
Probably
assume
not
I
really.
have a little anvil, just a little one I can use.
Just like a portable
Just a
anvil
little
in the
anvil.
Tinkerers.
It's a little portable anvil.
Sure.
It's this
Yeah,
big, and
fuck
you
it.
just pour water on it, and it grows to be usable.
Yeah. Whoop.
You just use the AI's back or UI's back.
Yeah, UI UI is
I
a
got
built-in.
UI back. Yeah.
Yeah, UI is just he's effectively. You know what?
I mean,
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You built him to be
100%.
an anvil. He's an anvil.
Ah,
100% on
Unnamed
that.
intern is now an anvil. It's a thing.
I love it.
Okay.
He's multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Do you think I wouldn't use him to be multi-purpose?
It's just smart economics, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's like one spot on the back you built to be reinforced enough to effectively the fucking anvil. And I'm just like, this guy's gonna have everything by the end of the campaign. Like he's just, it's gonna be amazing. He
Well,
kind of,
Upgrades, people.
he literally just looks to you again.
Yes.
Again.
And you see all the,
Bend over.
the arms and legs just both retract into his torso, and he kind of just lays flat.
Assume the position.
Yep, effectively an anvil. This is ridiculous.
Amazing.
Fucking campaign has gone places. So we got to build the forge, and this is something Mr. Maker's gonna have to do entirely on his own. There's gonna be an
Sure.
intelligence check. No Tinker's tools or anything. You're just trying to assemble a forge, something that will work. So this is 20. Whatever happened to? Oh, I never roll above a 5. I always roll so low. Fuck
We've been
you.
waiting for this moment.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
been
know, man.
it's been
this
brewing.
Is, this is my thing, dude. I don't know what
Yeah.
you want from me.
You do
That's
it.
real
I'm
good
so
at
proud of you.
roleplay. Sucks at combat.
That's it. The role play rolls is where all the good shit comes out. So you do
Yep, that's
essentially
all
manage
of
to
us.
assemble like a circular forge that's probably about 3 feet by 3 feet in terms of just like overall. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
very rudimentary. There's a couple loose spots that you kind of pack with some clay and dirt and stuff to just try to fill it in so all the heat isn't escaping. You fill it with coals from the fire, just keep piling them in, and then essentially just like try to stoke this flame into something sizable. You know, I don't
Well,
think...
that might be where I come in. I go into my toolbox, my little
Oh!
magic toy box.
This is like the
And,
best RP I've ever seen in my game. I love you guys.
I pull out a little fox thing and I go, I think it's gonna need to be hotter than that. I pull out another little fox one. This one looks like a little older, a little fluffier, and this one kind of bursts into flames in my hand and it goes up and you see this little guy, ordinary old fox, pop out and just look pissed, and he just sits down in the forge and he just looks up and he goes, and then bursts into a little ball of like really hot flame. And I'm gonna cast Flaming Sphere.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'll allow you to contain it to the forge. Fuck it, that is cool. I like that. That's a rule of cool moment if I've ever heard of one. So you have a very makeshift forge. The checks on the forging is gonna be a little higher because it's fairly rudimentary and it's not really the best thing you've ever worked with. The help from
run
Gregory
by a grandpa
is,
fox.
Yeah, it's run by an old fox. Here's my fox baby.
Fire.
Okay, so you do now have a small forge. We're moving on to smithing. I'm gonna say it's probably dexterity based, maybe strength with your blacksmithing proficiency. There's a lot of intricate work on there with the gears and moving bits. I'm gonna say for the initial.
I feel like if it was strength based, I would never have made anything.
Well, it's just like hit forging armor is an endurance trial.
Yeah,
like
fair.
that is fucking
That's very
hard to do. So we'll allow you to instead make a Constitution save to just see how long you can work this metal for before you get tired, or you can make a strength check with your blacksmithing tools as proficiency. Your choice.
Okay, I will roll the Constitution.
Okay,
I'm gonna stand within 10 feet of him so he gets plus 4.
I shouldn't have done that.
you get a 9.
I want to activate Flash of Genius.
Okay, so you have a 14. You do manage to at least forge out what appears to be like a decent set of armor that is articulated enough to move. It's not your best work, but considering the resources you had at your disposal, you've managed to make at least a sizable amount of arm plates with kind of the working claws you're imagining. It's going to take a little more work to get the mechanical aspect of that narrowed down, and it's probably going to have to happen tomorrow. But you spend the rest of the day just forging out this armor. You do manage to get the arms and a fairly rudimentary back piece. Don't quite get the detail on the fangs that you wanted in particular, but it kind of just goes up and sits on like the flat part of the where the werewolf's head would be. It's formidable armor. I'll look into that before next session and see exactly how we're going to homebrew that particular thing. Gregory, while you helped him, or helped Mr. Maker find his rocks, you did have other time to do stuff to help prepare as well. And you're the last one to go. So what would you like to do to assist in the either fortifications or really in any way in this group activity beyond just helping look for rocks?
I probably would be going around whoever's helping do the perimeter, and I'm casting Mold Earth from the toy box, which doesn't have quite the same human or animalistic qualities as my other ones. Just 2 little gems pop out of my toy box and float up. Just very weird. But then you notice they start to blink. So there's just like 2 floating animate eyes just kind of there. Yeah. Yep. Just not cool. Yeah, it's out of sync. They're never together. And I'm going to cast Mold Earth, so I'm just going to move like 5 feet at a time, just like...
Essentially making pits like Stanislav is.
Just all around.
In a fraction amount of time with no effort.
So Stanislav, as the end of the day as the day comes to an end and you're at the bottom of this pit, you're like, it's deep enough now you can barely see it. Like, you can't see out the top. There's enough dirt piled around it. You're gonna need to move it. And as you kind of climb out of this hole, you look and see Gregory has built like 6 more in an almost perfect circle around the camp, with yours at the center, and he's just kind of flicking his finger as these 2 stones kind of rotate and blink and just place 5 feet by 5 feet of earth out at a time.
I just kind of like look dejected for a sec and then just okay, and start picking up sticks, and I'll take a dagger that I have and just start carving them to be pointy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna take a while. Like, the next day and a half is gonna be you guys carving fucking stakes at this point. So,
Actually, you know what? After that, no, fuck it. I just don't do anything. I go over and I sit down by the campfire and start eating some food.
Yeah, the werebear Borlian kind of comes over, still in his human form, just large and hairy as he does. He is wearing a shirt kind of similar to the one that Mr. Maker was wearing when he transformed himself into the werewolf and shifted his suit to do the same. Just very, very rudimentary, like peasant clothing. And he's kind of just sits up next to you and slides over like a horn that's filled with ale.
Thank you. That was good. Start swigging on it. Eating my meats.
The little one
Mm-hmm.
looks up to you, doesn't he?
Seems like it, yeah. Yeah, he really does.
You keep him safe.
With my life, absolutely.
He just kind of stares at you for a second. Swear that?
On my brother.
Good. Something happens to that boy and I'm coming for you.
Trust me, if anything happened to him, I'd either take care of it or also not be coming back.
Fair enough. Drink up. You earned it. He kind of just stands up and goes and walks away and kind of goes about his own business. Starts just like with his fucking great axe hacking down trees as well. And he's making quick work of it. It's like one slice, two, and the trees falling over. They're not huge, but like this is a strong guy. He makes pretty quick work of it, begins helping to carve, and between him and Tuka and some of the other stronger individuals in the group, guys, by the end of the day, have already started to put together some of the fortifications around this. The traps are dug, it's just a matter of assembling everything. I feel like that is a good spot to end today's session and just wind things to a close. As evening falls, you all take a minute to relax with your newfound group. Some of them take a minute or two to warm up to you, but eventually they do seem to come around and kind of welcome you with somewhat open arms as friends of young Gregory, who has been with them before. I want to thank everyone for joining in chat, every single one of you. You're all the best. We love you very much.
Love you.
Everyone, this has been my wonderful party as usual. Hell's Corp, if you want to, now is this, you know the drill, buddy. Shill it out. Let's go.
Hellscorp.square.site. Hellscorp.square.site. Go there. Look, buy the gaslighting merch. Click shop now. You click shop now. It'll show you gaslighting merch. It's beautiful. You'll love
There you
it.
go.
I swear.
I couldn't walk before I had
Also,
Hell's Corp merch, and now I'm a dancer.
He gets it.
Yeah, there you
gets
go.
it.
The gun just comes in the side of the screen.
Also, I
All
stream.
ads are made under
I do
duress.
stream.
Yeah, what do you have like a
Special
schedule set
deal.
up, or are you kind of just going at it?
I go basically every day or every other day.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Depends on the time. Just follow me. Give
Hell
me
yeah.
more
Special
go
deal,
drop
buy
me
one
more,
for
you
the
know,
price of two,
give
get
you-
the second absolutely free.
This is all I do for a living. So please.
That's it. Go show some love to Hell's Corp. There's a shout out for you, buddy. As usual, thank you, my party, for joining us. Thank you, everyone else, for joining us. We're gonna find someone in the tabletop community to ride out or ride out on.
Sure.
We're gonna ride out on them. We're gonna ride out, baby.
Save a horse, ride a Twitch star.
I don't think I
Or
like.
cowboy.
I don't think I like that one very much. Okay, we gotta find someone who is
You
currently
are going
streaming
to be ridden.
some Dungeons and Dragons. All right, we're gonna raid out over there. It seems. I think. Yeah, they got cool animated stuff. So we're gonna raid out on Perfectly Techno, who's playing Bits, Crits, and Halfwits in their 38th session. I like that. That's a good name for a campaign. So we're gonna shoot y'all over there. Be sure to show some love. Let them know we sent you. In the meantime, we will see you all in 2 weeks for our next game. Stay tuned for updates on the new campaign I'm setting up, because again, we hit the sub goal I never fucking thought we would hit in a million years, and it looks like I am going to be developing like an entirely new continent island type thing, completely separate from this world myself. So I will be actually doing that on stream, from like the very drawing of the map originally to all the world building, and I'm going to let my community join in and, you know, kind of take part, maybe add some things in, and just kind of get an up-close view of what it looks like when I prep a D&D campaign, all the love, care, and stress that goes into it.
I want an island that's shaped like a dick.
Yes, please.
Sure, you want a Dick Island? You got a Dick
Yes.
Island, baby. All right,
Dickland.
cool. Dickland!
I also want Ball Islands.
I can make that. I mean, it's not a Dick Island without balls. Like, I'm just saying.
Ball
You
Isle.
don't just draw one or the other. You draw both together.
No, but I want
as a
them. I want
unit.
them separate. as their own islands.
Like they're kind of slowly floating away.
Yeah, they're just like it's like Pangea. They're continental drift. Like
Continental
when you get
drift.
old, you know how your balls.
I think you
start
mean
sagging?
continental drift. Anyway, we're
You got
leaving
that
now.
Pangea balls.
Yeah, you got Pangea balls.
Pew, pew, pew. All right, we'll see you, everybody. We love you guys.
I'm
Peace.
sorry, everyone.